This right here, girl, is an ad. I'm gonna need you to get you some of this Just Move Energy supplement so you can have the energy to get your workouts done like I need to get mine done, girl. It is sometimes a struggle and you need a little extra. Plus the protein shakes. I don't have an appetite a lot of the time. Protein shakes really help me after the workout because I do not want to be on the massage table with my stomach growling because that's where I'm going after this, okay? So I get my protein shake done before, boom, I got both of them. I'm ready, okay? I'm getting old. My knees is a problem. Do you see me warming it up? Do you see me trying to stretch it out? That's 35 pounds. I'm squatting 35 pounds. I'm proud. You can get those gloves and other workout gear from TeamLASHAE.com. The link is down below in the description box, girl. Yes. Girl, I have to give it to myself. You look good, girl. You look good. Juvie. I just had to put him in here because he's cute. I'm on my way to the spa, girl. Piece of serenity. My homegirl does not want to be seen, but she does the best massages. I go to her at least once a week for this muscle situation, girl. And she also gave me this massage cream with CBD in it that really helps with my aches and my pain. So get you some. All of this. Get you some. 15% off with my Relax Me Bondi code. Okay, girl? Get it. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey, everybody. What's up? It's your girl, BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey, everybody. What's up? It's your girl, BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram. And let's get into the video, right?
Hey everybody, what's going on? It's your girl BondyBlue. I'm back for another Ratchet reality. We are adding a new show, at least just to this episode, girl, because I feel like I don't know what Black Ink Crew New York think they giving us, but it ain't nothing I can feel, girl. Now I'm waiting for my notes. For some reason, my notes have not uploaded yet from my computer downstairs, so I'm just like sitting here waiting, like why is it taking so long? I already went downstairs and opened it up, so it should be popping up. What is the issue? But anyway, I hope everybody is doing good on this good Thursday. Our Ooh Ladies First panel is tonight. It's tonight. We're gonna hope for the best when it comes to this internet, girl. Hey y'all, this is us. Okay, are we off this week? No, today is Jamie. Okay, today is Jamie. We're off the last week of the month. But yeah, hi everybody, what's going on? I be missing y'all and shit. Make sure y'all be checking out my shorts and stuff. I want to do a BondyBlue show today. That is my plan before the other show, but I don't know just yet. How am I looking and sounding, y'all? Let me know. Girl, I'm about to go get this laptop from downstairs because these notes still have not popped up. Hold up. Why you acting funny with all your money? Why you acting bad with your kids? Okay. Why you making money? Why you making money? Tell me, why you making money? 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 Hey, show your people some love. Oh, love. Some love. Oh, love. Okay. It's still not here, so let me go get my laptop right quick. Can y'all do me a favor and like the video as y'all come in, please? We're gonna do that. Amari. Sorry, plays for a minute and I get involved. This is the schedule for Ladies First. Whew. Hold up, y'all. Let me catch my breath. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense why the notes are here, but not up here. Okay, where I need them to be. Oh, why I gotta be like this, Lord? Why I gotta be like this? Okay. All right. We're gonna start here. All right, everybody. We're getting into it. Let me see. Damn it. When I don't make my graphics on this computer, it's always an issue and a problem. We're gonna hope for the best. These notes are refusing. It's foolishness. All right, hold up, y'all, because I need to put this for if this video ends. I need to be able to give y'all, you know, another version like I did yesterday with Married to Medicine and Real Housewives of Potomac. I came to y'all after the fact and gave y'all a whole nother, you know, long form video of that since the internet was acting crazy. So let me just do that right here. Image. And then we can get this party started because this show was very interesting. I wasn't even worrying about this show. I seen the previews for it a while back, and I, you know, just like Charlie, I got time for Peter Guns and Amina to be singing the same old song to us again. But I actually decided to watch it after I finished watching Black Ink Crew, and I was just kind of like, okay, this is interesting. This is something new and fun for us to be, you know, to be honest. Like that's what it felt like. It felt like, okay, this is something cute that we can fool la la. Shout out to Funky Dineva, you know, we can fool la la and talk about this at least today. Because I feel like, girl, I feel like Black Ink Crew New York may be running its course. And listen, when we get into that, I'm ready, y'all. So we about to get into it. But when we get into Black Ink Crew New York, we're gonna talk about some things because I actually watched the interview that Charmaine did with C's. Sorry. And we're gonna have to discuss it. We're gonna have to discuss that interview because I felt like that interview was like slightly on some bullshit. Like if you ask me, it felt like it was on some bullshit. Heads up, I'm seeing some glitching. Okay. Let's do that. Let's see, we're on here, so I can close that. And we're up on YouTube. Okay, all right. So let's just see if it's less problematic with me being off camera, because we have the couples here. Y'all don't really need to see me right now. Okay, I have to head back to class. I'm so mad I'm gonna have to catch the playback. It's okay, love. I know I'm sorry that I'm coming in late, but it was like the computer needed to be deleted. Girl, y'all know how it is with Apple. You gotta delete stuff. It's karma for how they did Duchess. It's not just karma for how they did Duchess. I think it's just a reflection of how things have been run, how things have been going. It's a reflection of C's as a person. And I tell y'all all the time about that lack of accountability that y'all think doesn't matter. You know, y'all don't think niggas need to actually be held accountable for any of the things that they do to the people in their lives. Y'all always want to find a way to redeem niggas from the fucked up stuff that they say and do. And when it comes to certain people, like for instance, Caucasians are not playing with y'all when it comes to the Jewish people, and they're not playing with y'all when it comes to the dogs. Okay, so if you don't, you know, you can offend Black people, you can offend us all day. Okay, but as soon as you offend a Jewish person or some dogs, it's over. Okay, you hurt some dogs, you offend some Jewish people, it's fucking over. Okay, and that's just the way it's set up, honey. That's the way it's set up. maybe, if black men had that same mindset about things in our community, we wouldn't have some of the issues we have. But it's not like that. Y'all want to be mad forgiving of these niggas for everything that they do. And so with that, nobody's ever really held accountable in anybody's domain. I feel like nobody's ever held accountable for disrespecting us. It is what it is. And everybody wants to act like it's just the caucasity. And it's like, it's not just the Caucasians, because, we on social media right now seeing all of this shit going on with Kanye. And what are the black men doing in the community? Asking us to be forgiving or saying how forgiving they are. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all, let's go ahead and get into this new show. Okay, because this new show is interesting. All right, so it's a dating show. First of all, okay, the bars look good. So, all right. So it's a dating show. If you did not know, okay. It's first of all, Bow Wow is the host, and there the bars go again. So I'm just gonna stay off camera. Okay. You know what I might, because I don't want to switch the Wi-Fi right now, because if I do, it might knock me out. So if y'all can hear me clearly, we just gonna keep going. Okay, can y'all hear me clearly? I'm gonna check in before I continue on. Like I said, if this goes downhill, I'll just give y'all a clean version after this live is over. Just got here. I'm so glad to see Bondi is reviewing this show. All right. C's thought he was Mike Vick. Child, I don't know why they punished Mike Vick for that shit. They definitely ignored Duchess' claims. They also ignored what happened with C's daughter, but we'll get to that. But first, let's talk about this. Okay. So these are the 7 couples. And basically how this show goes is that these are ex-spouses that are going to choose someone out of a dating pool to move into a home to date their ex. One of the issues about this is that they're all staying in the same house. So for instance, Tara, Amina, and Peter, Amina has a man at home. So she's here to help Peter find a woman, and Peter is here to help Tara find a man. The only problem, Tara and Peter obviously still love each other and are still hunching on some level. They also put everybody in the same bedroom. So all of these, couples you see right here, even though they're not together, they are being placed in the same room to sleep in the same bed. Like, I don't even understand what that's about. Like, what's the point? Like, if there's enough temptation, why are y'all putting these grown people who have not been together in a long time in the same bed together? I don't know why, but that just seems very triggering. Or on some level fucked up. I mean, I hope they asked them if they were comfortable with that beforehand, but everybody seemed surprised when they walked into the rooms and saw, one king size bed in almost all the rooms except for Amina, Peter, and Tara's room. Amina has a big bed and Tara has a big bed, and there's a sofa in between. So that just kind of lets you know what it was going to be. Like I said, Bow Wow was hosting, and Iyanla is also involved. Yes, this show came on last night on BET right before Sisters, y'all. Iyanla is involved. Now, we didn't see Iyanla this episode, but it seems like she might actually be here to help some of these couples, which I think is much needed. I'm tired of y'all doing dating shows with no therapy involved, because a lot of the people need therapy. A lot of the people need somebody to, kind of just be a sounding board and showcase when certain characteristics are toxic. And I feel like on shows like Ready to Love and stuff like that, all of the toxic shit goes unchecked. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that on this platform, on this show, it's a little bit different. So let's talk about these couples aside from Peter, Amina, and Tara. Under them, you see Jeremy Meeks and his ex-wife, who he was with when he was in prison. And then he got famous and, he couldn't be faithful. So they decided to part ways. She is here to choose a mate for him. Then we have Justin and Nani. Justin and Nani are, let me see, which one is Justin and Nani, because I want to make sure I have them right, y'all. This is the first episode, so I ain't that clear on everybody just yet. Yes, Justin is the guy at the top, at the very top left. Let me come on right quick. These people right here. This is Justin and Nani. Okay. He has walls up, He's very guarded, not very affectionate. And then his explanation for being that way is that's just the way he is. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, there are people that are reserved for sure. But when you are an affectionate, closed off, and you tell us that that's just the way you are, it's like, yeah, that's the way you are by product of some type of trauma that you're not dealing with. But the idea that you are to stay that way when it isn't beneficial for you or the people that you get in relationships with, somebody gonna have to call Liana on that. Okay. There's a couple of issues. Like, that's the thing that makes this interesting. It's not just the couples having to choose someone for their ex. Is also the fact that a lot of these couples still have unresolved issues within their own relationships, i.e. Tara and Peter. Okay. Nicole and Mike are these people here. Okay. Mike is a part of 95 South. So he's somewhat famous, and he did not value his wife, Nicole, when they were together. Cheated, didn't respect her, you know what I'm saying? Dogged her out, just used her up. Like, he just wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. He didn't know how to love her without controlling her. And when she grew up, like a lot of women do, she divorced him. And he agrees that he didn't do right by her. Okay. So he's supposed to find her someone to date. Mind you, Nicole is bisexual. So Nicole is open to both men and women in the dating pool. Okay. No, he said 95 South, not 85 South. Look like 95 South is a group, like two people in a rap group. I'm not sure. I never heard of them. 85 South is somebody's podcast with Carlos and all of them. Amarachi, I think that's her name, or his name. No, that's her name. No, that's his name. Amarachi and Hugo. Okay. Yeah. Amarachi and Hugo are the couple under this couple. Okay. Hugo is the woman. Amarachi is the guy. He's from Africa. He's from Nigeria, I believe. And he wants a submissive wife. He wants to be able to do what he wants to do. And he wants the woman to listen to him. Absolute toxic relationship, without a doubt. Without a doubt. The name of the show is After Happily Ever After. Okay. Hold up. I decided in the last minute to include it, so that's why it's not in the title. He wants to find a man for Hugo, but he only is thinking about finding a man for her as it pertains to his children. Like, I literally remember him saying to another one of the women is that he wanted to find someone that wouldn't have a problem with him popping up whenever because of the kids. Somebody that's not going to be insecure. And I'm like, sir, I don't know if you understand, but you're not going to find probably any self-respecting man that's going to say it's okay for you to pop up without calling. Like, okay, Amarachi is the girl. Okay, I thought Hugo was the girl. Child, I don't know why I got that mixed up. But yeah, okay, Amarachi is a girl. Hugo is the guy. That sound better, girl. But confusion. I don't know these people. Amarachi feels like, okay, hold up. We're going to get to that because they have to pick people. And y'all, I'm not going to remember who they picked. I'm just telling y'all, unless those people like stuck out to me, I'm not going to remember who they are. Like, I'm just letting you know now. So don't be expecting me to know all of these dates. I know the couples and I know what's happening with the couples. Okay. But beyond that, I'm not about to be putting up here, no pictures of these people every week and all of that shit with, the new dates and all of that. It's too many people filtering in and out that we barely even get conversation from in the first place. Okay. So Amarachi and hold up, y'all. Yeah, Amarachi and Hugo. He wants a submissive wife. She said that's not me. He wants to find a man for her so he can pop up and that man won't feel insecure for the kids. Shout out to Peter and Tara. Okay. Troy and Pam. Troy and Pam are, hold up, I'm trying to get my listen. However, I don't know. I can't do it. There we go. This couple. Okay, y'all. Y'all know it's backwards, so it's hard to like figure out sometimes. Okay, this right here. Mike Michaels with the 6'9" boys. Ooh, there it is. Oh, okay. Well, he said 95 South. Okay. But yeah. I thought the 6'9" boys made another song. Anyway, child. Look, conversations for other time. I don't know. But these two right here, Troy and Pam. We didn't get a lot from them at this point. The only thing we got from them is that Amarachi and Pam are going to get linked with the same guy. Both their men are, and it's so funny that both their men kind of favor each other, but both of their men are going to choose this man named Darius for both Pam and Amarachi to go on a date with. And they were kind of bothered by that, especially Amarachi, because she says that Hugo was a cheater. He liked to have all of these different girlfriends, and she felt a way about that. So why would you then pick someone for me that's already been picked for somebody else? Like, she felt like that was, messy. And it's obvious that a lot of these people are going to sabotage the dates that they get. Some people are getting dates based off who they like. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole bunch of different stuff going on. Peter and Tara talk about how she thinks he doesn't want to be with one person, and that's okay, and he keeps saying he does want to be with one person. And then they start arguing, and I wasn't even sure what they were arguing about, but it absolutely feels like they need to fuck and get it over with. Like, it feels like Peter and Tara just need to, get one off right quick so everybody can get back to like a normal, area of anger. Because like Tara is on one this entire episode to me, almost as if she's mad about something that we don't know about, but they still fighting. Peter and Tara are still fighting, and Amina is just on the sidelines being happy with her man at home. So the exes mingle at the singles party, and the ones that are being chosen for can't be involved except for Peter, but Peter isn't allowed to talk to any of the women, of which he does anyway. But anyway, Mike was talking to this woman. I forgot the lady name, but either way, Jayla, that's her name. He was looking at this woman named Jayla, and it was obvious that Mike wanted to pick this woman for him. This wasn't a woman he was picking for Nicole. Okay, because later we find out that she's not even into girls, even though he asked her and she was like, I don't know. But it was obvious that she was flirting with him. And if she wanted to be with a girl, it was probably because she would be with a girl with him, not because she wanted to be with a girl by herself, like actually dating a woman. So I felt like that was definitely not a good moment. Okay. That was not a good moment, Mike. Okay. Because he feels like he disappointed her enough in their marriage. And then, the first date he hooks her up with, because he had two. He had a guy and he had a girl, and she chose the girl. And the girl turns out to not even really be into women like that. It was just kind of like, this is so stupid. That one person for Tara is that one person is Tara for Peter. Listen, at the end of the day, Tara doesn't want to be with somebody that can't control themselves. She said that over and over again. However, I feel like based on what their relationship looks like, it looked like Tara still fucks him. They still co-parent. So can you explain to me why you can't be with him and then he does whatever he does? I think that was probably the agreement at the beginning, and then you turned around and married Amina. So we probably can't do that now, because I can't trust that you won't turn around and marry a bitch, that you're supposed to just be fucking. I think that's probably Tara's mindset about this, but I feel like they never want to admit that Peter and Tara might have been in an open marriage from the, what I'm saying? I mean, in an open relationship at some point before he got with Amina, which is why when, the idea of Amina being brought around, Tara wasn't really tripping like that. But as soon as you bring out that marriage license, now I'm smacking the shit out of people with, all kinds of speed, like smacking the shit out of Amina. Anyway, this has always been their dynamic. Tara doesn't want anyone but Peter. And that's so sad to me. That's so sad to me. I feel like if you really want to be with Peter that bad and Peter still wants to be with you, I think you need to just have ethical non-monogamy. Try to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, I just don't understand why you would keep going back and forth. You're never going to get over him if you keep letting him dick you down. That's for one. For one, if the dick is good and you keep fucking him and y'all have all these emotional attachments, you're not going to be able to let him go. Like, you got to stop fucking him in order to let him go. That's just what the truth of the matter is. And it seems like Tara always gets in a place where she calls Peter like, hey, Peter, come fuck me. Come eat my pussy. Okay. And he's like, all right, I'll be right over. You know what I'm saying? Remember, she said that shit. That was her exact words to Amina. I called Peter. I said, I want the dick. Come fuck me, Peter. Come eat my pussy. I was like, Sarah, why is that what you say? Oh my God. Anyway, moving on. What else went? What else happened at this singles party? Okay. Um, Jeremy. Okay, Jeremy Meeks is here. Okay, we got to have another like somewhat celebrity here. So Jeremy Meeks is here. And he goes on a date with this woman named Aries. They go on a balloon ride, you know, a hot balloon ride, and they have a picnic. It was super cute. They were vibing, but essentially, Jeremy is in a poly. He wants to be in a poly relationship, and Aries did not want to be in a poly relationship. She didn't know how, you know, I'm sorry, not Aries. I'm fucking up, y'all. Chanel. I'm mixing them up. Justin went on a date with a girl named Aries, but we didn't see anything from them. Jeremy went on the hot air balloon date with Chanel. And Chanel doesn't want to be in a poly relationship, so that's probably not going to work out. At the end of it, like we see a few of these dates, but we don't see all of them. We don't really get to know, you know, what the vibe is between Justin and Aries. I didn't even really get to see a lot of interaction between Darius and Pam and Amarachi, but we know for a fact that Pam and Amarachi don't like the fact that Darius has to split time between the two of them. You know what I'm saying? So that was a red flag. They didn't like that shit. So when we come to the end of the episode and now we have to decide whether the exes are going to keep these people in the house or they're going to send their ass home, right? So Nicole obviously upset that Jayla, the girl that Mike paired her with, is not even into girls, okay? These people right here. So obviously she's going to send that girl home. Mike picked that girl for himself, not for Nicole. Nicole went off on them. I thought that was funny too, because she had to sit down with them and she went off on a girl because she was like, if you know you're not into women and you're being chosen by a woman, why wouldn't you say something just so you can be on this show? Like, honestly, I feel like they didn't even mic Jayla because of the way Nicole went at her. Like, she was sitting there talking and we couldn't hear nothing she was saying. I wasn't mad at her either because I feel like, bitch, what type of games you playing? Why would you come on this show and possibly date a woman if you're not really into women? You could have said, I'm not really into women. You could have said that, but you didn't. Lord have mercy, just thirsty. Anyway, so yeah, Nicole leaves Jayla, obviously. Pam leaves Darius. Amarachi leaves Darius. Jeremy leaves Chanel because she doesn't want to be in poly. Tara, Varun was picked for her, this, you know, nice looking guy. But Tara said she saw him looking at some women's asses at the pool. And he was like, I mean, we gonna look, but you got my attention. It was innocent. And I was kind of like, listen, at the end of the day, I think it's weird as fuck for anybody to think that we're not gonna look at ass sitting around the pool. Like, if we're at a pool, you're gonna look at somebody's ass. And I think Tara was looking for an excuse to have an issue with the dude because, like, did you even really get a chance to get to know him? Before they can even finish talking about how Tara felt about it, Nika, the guy that, I'm sorry, Nika, the woman that Amina chose for Peter, chimes in and says she feel like the reason why Tara, you know, didn't see Varun trying to get with her because she was too worried about Peter. And Tara flipped the fuck out on her. Okay. She was like, actually, I tried to not even speak to Peter out of respect for you to make you comfortable. So that's not true at all. I think you should worry about Peter. You should worry about Peter. It's like, damn, Tara. All right. The girl was like, I'm just saying. You know, it just kind of feels like you're worried about Peter. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? And so after it was all over, all of the exes get a block button. Only one for the entire show can they block their ex from being with a certain person. But none of them wanted to use them yet, right? So nobody used their block button. And after they were finished and they're supposed to just, you know, all go and do whatever they're going to do. We were done kind of taping for the moment. Tara tells Nika in front of everybody, next time you want to say something to me, you can pull me to the side. And I mean, got right in her face, walked right up. As soon as Bow Wow walked off, she walked right up to her. The next time you want to say something to me, you can pull me to the side because you had ample opportunity to say something to me. Okay? You had ample opportunity to say something all of this time and you didn't say anything. Okay? So don't be trying to do. And I was just kind of like, even though I understand what Tara is saying, Tara is going at this lady with such aggression that it feels to me like the lady's right. You have some type of underlying shit going on between you and Peter, because the aggression is way too high. Okay? It's, yeah. Tara, girl, you still in love with Peter. It's okay. Wish Tara was right. Peter was all on her. The girl had that heat for the wrong person. You think so? I don't know. I feel like Peter was doing what he always does, and Tara was pretending like she wasn't into him. But I feel like we didn't see enough in order for me to, decide either or. But the energy that Tara had was just like, calm down a bit. Like, just a little bit. Just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it really felt like a lot. It felt like she was doing the most to me. Ain't no way this show is real. Ain't no way. When it comes to Peter, Tara stays pressed. Tara just need to get off Peter dick. Honestly, it seems like she might need to get on it. And get some get some act right. And she had the audacity to have an etiquette class. Girl, bye. She did have an etiquette class. Child, these are the Love and Hip Hop people, but the rest of these people know. I just realized that this show was filmed in my hometown of Louisville, Kentucky. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're like at a large estate. So we just kind of see like a large home, and I think there's like a hotel where the singles are or something like that. But either way, the show is interesting. Okay. And that's where it went off, with Tara getting all in Peter's, date's face. I was just kind of like, girl, Tara, it's okay. Pull it back. She flipped out on that girl. I was just kind of like, why are you flipping out on this? Why are you flipping out on this girl like this, Tara? It's really not that deep. But this is, in case you guys are coming in later, this is after Happily Ever After. It comes on BET, seemingly on Wednesday nights, probably around 7 or 8, whatever comes on right before Sisters. It comes on right before Sisters. So yeah, y'all, now that we've talked about that, can y'all please do me a favor and like up the video, and we're gonna move on to Black Ink Crew New York. Okay, hold up, y'all. I forgot that I did not have a Black Ink Crew graphic for y'all for this, because I didn't really care. I was just keeping it a buck. I didn't really care like that, because they don't really care like that. Like, child, hold up, let me. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and then wow. All right, Black Ink Crew New York is still on TV, and we don't understand why. Like, I feel like when I'm watching Black Ink Crew New York, I don't even like anybody on the show. Like, or I'm not even interested in anybody's story on the show as far as Black Ink Crew, like when New York, like when I was more, honestly, I feel like that's what's happening right now. That's so problematic. Like, the shows used to have like a center cast that you have, grown to have a love-hate relationship with. You at least know who they are. When we showed up on Black Ink Crew today, I was just kind of like, who are all these people? Like, I mean, I'm just, okay, so this is what it looks like now. All right. We know who these people are. We do. But when I tell y'all, Tati is not entertaining to me. Like, I don't care. I'm sorry, Tati. I don't want you to not have a job, but I'm just saying, as somebody that watches this show, I don't care. Hold up. Let me make sure that I got the right one on here too. Amazing grace, how sweet. Okay. Because they need to let it go, child. The show seems like it's over to me. Okay. I need to fix that on the other one. Okay. So yeah. No, I'm not reviewing Sisters. I'm watching Zatima, and I might come to y'all and talk to y'all about it, like on my shorts and stuff.
but I don't know if I feel like reviewing it. I kind of just like watching Satima. Satima's really good though. Sisters has lost me. Like I get too aggravated watching it. Like it's not. You know how Tyler Perry will have tumultuous things happening on a show that will aggravate you, but there'll be moments that feel like relief. Sisters never gives me the relief feeling. Sisters always has like a buildup of some bullshit, and then it's almost like we forget about it. Like it wasn't, like it didn't even really happen. Like it's just very weird the way the writing happens on that show. But anyway, Black Ink Crew. Okay, so first of all, like I said, I'm not interested in any of these people. Like, I'm not interested in their dynamic. I'm just, this is not interesting to me. Young Bae, not interesting to me. I'm sorry. She's never been that interesting to me. There are people that are on this show that have been on this show for a while now that I never really cared for. You know what I'm saying? Never really kind of cared about. Puma and Teddy are the only two people that I can say I care about, and I only slightly care. Like, I really don't care about what's going on with Teddy. I'm glad he's not just sitting on the couch anymore, but I don't care. And then when it comes to Puma's the only person that I actually kind of was like, okay, I'm interested. Slightly. But I also feel like Puma is a real person, like trying to live a real life. And I don't know if that's reality TV show material right now. He just seems like the man that's grown. Like, I want to do my businesses. I want to try to take care of my family. I'm just going through the everyday struggle thing. And I don't know if that is reality TV show material exactly. You know what I'm saying? It is weird. I would like a Black show that showed what Black people want, and then the final design afterwards with some mini drama in the back. Yeah, but it won't happen like that. I mean, they do those tattoo shows, but it's never going to be catered to just Black people. It seems like whenever it's really about a tattoo, like, you know, in the artistry of being a tattoo artist, they're always going to gear that more to Caucasian people. Black people, you know, with tattoos, they get lifestyle shows. They get shows about the people that are involved in doing the tattoos. Where is Sassy? Okay, listen. I'm just telling y'all, like, this season 10 of this is just like, okay, it's probably the end. But anyway, let's talk about this interview that Charmaine did with C's. Why are these fucking notes not updating? I'm about to go to fuck off. Cause like, y'all, I'm literally sitting up here like I'm missing where are all the notes? Why aren't the notes updating? What in the actual fuck is going on? Y'all are aggravating me right now. Oh my God. Because I need the notes. Like, I have the notes for this interview, but not for the whole episode. And I really don't want to take my fucking laptop out again. Oh my God. Why is this happening today? Didn't I say I feel like everything is conspiring against me? Like, why? Where she was sneak dissing. Hey y'all, who was sneak dissing? Yanni covered an interview Suzette did about her life, not the show. It was really good. Her story is interesting. Oh, okay. I'm sure she does have an interesting life. Anybody that ends up with C's, I'm sure, has to have had an interesting life. All right, y'all. My notes for some reason are not updating. I don't understand, and I don't know what to do, because this is just whack as fuck. All right. Trying not to be annoyed, y'all, but I am. All right. Okay. All right. Let's see. Can we send this airdrop? All right. Let me get this in me. We don't go. Bitch, the video or y'all stalking me? Huh? You like the video or you stalking me? Which one is that? Which one is that? Okay. Downloads. Where did it go? Yeah. Okay, so we really gonna act like. Thank you. The fuck. Wait. Y'all, why is this being so difficult for me? I'm sorry, y'all. I hate not having my shit together, but everything wants to be like malfunctioning on me today. Why was Charmaine so far up seasons? But girl, I don't know. But it was so wasn't okay. It wasn't just me. Okay, yeah, not a notice there. All right, hold up. Let me send this other one because this isn't there either. Y'all, this is so stupid that I even have to do this. Hold up, y'all. I'm coming. I'm sorry. All right. Okay. It's gonna fall. Okay. All right. I'm ready. I thought I was. Where did the stuff go? I can hear all of the stuff dinging, and now I can't find none of it. Child, I am so sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay, here they go. All right, here we go. Let's talk about it. So, Charmaine interviewed C's. She is laying it on thick, calling him the godfather of Black Ink Crew. Like, not to say that he's the owner of the shop, like he's the owner of the franchise. Charmaine was doing too much. Charmaine was doing way too much. It was very annoying to me. It was like, can you please take your head out of this man's ass for just a second? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, he says he finally gave in and came to the radio show. Goes to show that he was not going to come on Charmaine's radio show until he needed her to help save him, first of all. And now here he is. Charmaine knows he's not a bad person, and she felt so bad for him when she saw the video of him beating the shit out of those dogs. Yeah, you felt bad for him because I felt bad for the damn dogs. Y'all, they weren't pits. Weren't they like chihuahuas or something? Like little bitty dogs that he was doing all of that extra shit to? Like, really? I didn't even watch it. I've just seen, like, you know, the clips, but I have never like watched the whole thing because I didn't want to see it. He admits it was messed up and he has to stand up to what he did. He says they really did fire him, which I was questioning, but they had already shot this last season. So he already got paid and all of that, but they shot this last season and he added what happened on to the end. So that's why it's all still airing. Now Puma is the head of the show, obviously. He feels like he gets to breathe easy now. He doesn't have to worry about every little thing that he does. They were Yorkies. Okay, yeah. They were puppies. Small Yorkie puppies. Got you. Charmaine says C's has to okay anybody on the franchise. If you want to have a shop on Black Ink Crew, you have to talk to C's first. Girl, shut up. He went to therapy and gave money to animal rights. And I'm like, so you didn't go to therapy when your daughter said that you put hands and feet on her. You didn't want to go to therapy when you had no contact with your daughter. Like, you didn't want to go to therapy then when you chose your weird ass girlfriend over your daughter. You didn't want to go to therapy then. But when them white folks snatch your check behind these puppies, now you want to go to therapy? And then you have the fucking gall to ask us and try to gaslight us with Charmaine's help about how VH1 didn't care about your daughter, but they cared about dogs. As if the deciding factor here is the video footage, you dummy. You don't have any video footage of you kicking your daughter's ass out of the shower. Yeah, we don't have that. But it's so funny to me. If I was VH1, I'd be like, how you gonna ask us how we care more about the dogs than your daughter? You cared more about the dogs than your daughter. You made more changes because of what happened with those dogs than you did when the shit happened with your daughter. You went on with your life wearing them big ass country looking fur coats, getting back with your girlfriend that you couldn't be there for when she was having surgery from her ass shots. But now you want to get therapy and come on this fucking interview with this soft tone voice and shit. Now, mind you, he did an interview with some niggas in a barbershop. I didn't watch it, but the energy was totally different. I.e., you're manipulating the crowd based on who you're talking to. Gotcha. Anyway, she asked if his ex leaked video, Suzette, and he says only he and Suzette had access to that video, and he doesn't understand why she did it because they left things off amicably. So they must break up again. And he says things were left amicably because before I watched the episode, I was like, how you gonna say that it was amicable when that girl was mad at you because you weren't there for her when she got her surgery? She felt like you wasn't being there for her enough. You sending your assistants and shit to be there for her. And she wanted you there. Anyway, Donna, he said Donna is an evil savage. She didn't just hurt him. She hurt the people who lost their jobs. I don't know who lost their jobs because of this, but I was just kind of like, Donna been that. And y'all were okay with using Donna for ratings. And then when Donna, got kicked off the show because she was hitting on that boy, now all of a sudden you want to act like you just not coming to this conclusion that Donna ain't shit. Donna been ain't shit, but it was all beneficial to y'all when she was ain't shit on the show until she did something that y'all couldn't promote on the show. It was her beating on that dude. And I also think people was looking for a reason to get rid of Donna. Donna was aggravating as fuck at that point. It was like, get her out of here. By the time Donna was gone, it was time for her to go. You weren't working at the shop anymore. Your only link to the shop was your boyfriend, and you beating on him and then acting like you didn't, even though we've seen you be violent with people so much. We've seen you be violent with so many people. No, I didn't see Suzette's interview. No, I didn't. And I don't care. Just to be honest with y'all, I don't care about what Suzette has to say because at the end of the day, I don't think anything has changed as far as the mentality of how y'all treated Caesar's daughter. Like, you got online and body shamed his teenage daughter. He chose you over his teenage daughter. And then now y'all aren't together and you're hanging him out to dry. And it just kind of seems like if y'all were going to do each other like this, you shouldn't have let him choose you over his daughter. And he shouldn't have chose you over his daughter if y'all were only going to end up doing this to each other. Like, she blew his spot up with that dog video. So when he sat there on this interview and said he don't know why she did it, can anybody tell me if she said why she did it? Did she say anything about that in her interview with Yanni? Or did she only talk about her upbringing? I know she has kids. I know she does. Because one of the complaints that C's daughter had was that you invited her on that trip so she could babysit Suzette's kids, clean up after Suzette's kids. She an only child that has never really gotten the full attention of her father, goes on a trip with him and his new girlfriend and her kids, and now all of a sudden she's playing older stepsister to Suzette's kids so that y'all can do whatever the fuck y'all want to do, ignoring the fact that she's there for you and feels like she's not even getting you. Like, don't forget she talked about the teenage daughter's sexual history. Oh, girl. My God. Anyway, Donna exposed a lot of people. Who else did Donna expose? I missed it. He didn't understand where all the animosity came from, even with Kit. He says, and then Charmaine was like, yeah, Kit is a clout chaser. And I was just like, and you're a pick-me. We still like Kit more. Anyway, he already got paid. I told y'all that. He found out he was fired on social media. It wasn't a production thing, meaning Treva and them ain't even know. This was obviously something that came from the top. Like, I feel like there was some woman who is either an executive at VH1 or some woman that's married to an executive at VH1 saw the video and called and said, I want him gone immediately. Huh. No conversation, nothing. Out of there. Okay, I saw that glitch. Let me go up camera for a little while. Nobody gave him an opportunity to explain. I'm like, what is there to explain? He was like, it could have been a rabid dog, you know. No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I don't think that kid's a clout chaser. I think Kit was saying that what happened with him beating on that dog was indicative of his overall narcissistic attitude, that he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do because he's Caesar and you've pissed him off. Not saying that he puts his hands on Kit, but just saying that overall attitude about treating people like shit as soon as it suits you. Yeah, like I feel like Kit was just saying, yeah, he's volatile, he ain't shit, and I've been telling y'all that. That she was saying, okay? Yeah, a rabid Yorkie. I was just like, a dog that you could literally manhandle, and you really sitting up there like, what, he hitting the dog with like a chair or some shit, like if I recall, because I told y'all I didn't want to watch that shit. But anyway, he says they didn't care when he hurt his daughter. Dog lives matter more than black children. I said, Charmaine, shut up, because you really leading this conversation with him, and you know this is bullshit. Anyway, he's because she was even like trying to make him understand that he should probably try to reach out to his daughter. And here's the thing. I understand that parents can get their feelings hurt by their children too, but I really would like for y'all to understand that children's brains aren't fully formed yet, so they don't know how to handle their emotions toward you with the maturity that you would like them to. And I would really like for parents to ask themselves, are you requiring more of your child than you're giving to them? Because to me, it feels like a lot of people require more from the children than they ever required from the parents. And then, in fact, hold the children responsible for turning out the way that they did. Because even if his daughter was just asking for attention, putting 20 on 10, trying to embarrass him, you don't think that that was a reflection of her feeling like he wasn't really there for her during her entire upbringing? Because we've been on this show for 10 years now. C's has never been there on a daily basis. He absolutely brings her on the show every now and again. They throw a little get together, a little party. He'll have her while they go on a trip. Yeah, but that's not the same thing as your mom being there every day, even when no cameras are around, even when it's not fun, even when you're not getting a pat on the back for it, even when your child is upset and got an attitude and all of those things. Like, it's kind of abhorrent to me the way people neglect the fact that these are still children. Even if they are acting out, they're acting out because their parents usually did something to traumatize them. And the fact that we sit here and ignore that C's has been in and out of that girl's life, fighting with her mother the entire time, and then turn around and act like he's the victim in this. It is ridiculous to me. And I see it as an overall theme in this community, to never hold the parent as accountable as you do the child. You want the child to just be okay and get over with all of their traumatization, but you can't get the parent to act right. The parent can't get over them being mad at their child, but the child is supposed to get over years of abandonment. Like, what are we even talking about? People sound crazy. People sound fucking crazy with that shit to me. And he thinks that this is supposed to be a redemption. You know, he's gonna have a redemption moment. He's already producing his own shows now. He's working on doing this. And honestly, I was like, that's the part of it, because I agree that you need to do this yourself. There are so many of these dudes that have been on VH1, women that have been on these reality shows where y'all barely got paid, y'all barely got any, you know, real benefit from exploiting yourselves. You can do it yourself. Especially once you've made a certain amount of money, you can do it yourself. You can make your own shows, produce your own shows, be your own boss, instead of creating the illusion that you're a boss while simultaneously being able to be fired from your own franchise of shows. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, he's hurt on how quick everybody turned their back on him. And I was just like, C's, you really forget how shitty you are to people because you think you've given them this opportunity to be on this show. A lot of y'all do that. A lot of y'all think that because you got on a reality show and were able to give people opportunities, that means they're forever indebted to you, and they can never really hold you accountable for the way you hurt them because you did this one big thing for them. And that's not realistic. It's not. Teddy tried to mitigate peace when he did. I mean, honestly, I feel like Ted has been low-key kind of pushing himself away from C's for a while now. You know what I mean? Charmaine says that she left Chicago and now they're off the air. So maybe the same thing will happen with New York. And I'm like, Charmaine, the show went away because Ryan didn't want to do it anymore, in my opinion. This was just a long time coming. You were able to be the bullshit portion of Black Ink Crew Chicago with the fakeness. So that's why the show remained on while you were there. But once you were no longer there, nobody was there to generate fake drama. So that's why the show had to be done. And I feel like Ryan wanted the show to be done. But he says, you know, all the time he did this for his people. He did Black Ink Crew New York to give everybody an opportunity and all of this shit. And I'm like, on some level, you probably found pride in being able to do that. But I don't think that that was your main focus when doing this, because you treat people like, because I've helped you, you now are indebted to me. And I don't think that's the way anybody should be. If you help somebody, help them because you want to help them and let it go after that. People don't owe you anything. They don't. Now, the only people you do owe, I think, you owe your children. I don't care what y'all are talking about. You owe your children. That's just what it is. I'm not saying you owe them everything all the time, but he owed his daughter more than he's given her. And a lot of you niggas, you know what I'm saying? Y'all owe more to y'all children and to the baby mothers that y'all can't get along with. Y'all owe more to those people than y'all actually give to them. It's really like sad to see. Okay? And sitting up there talking about he did this for his people. Let me tell you something, C's. I'm going to go back to when you did the shit with your daughter and I got on live and I told you that you needed to fix this shit. And y'all been watching me and listening to me for years, but now all of a sudden I'm on mute and y'all can't hear me. So I just want to say I was right. You know, I know people don't like when you do that, but I don't give a fuck. I told you to fix it then. I told you to go and get some therapy and sit down with your daughter and fix it then. And I bet you if you would have done that then, that shit with them dogs wouldn't have never happened. I bet you any money. Child. Yeah, you didn't get a notification Black Ink Crew Chicago is canceled. You didn't watch the last episode? They sold it up in the last episode, child. And they posted it on social media that the show was over. I feel that Teddy didn't contribute much to the shop because Caesar probably wouldn't allow him to. I think he contributed what could be contributed, which was seed money, if you ask me. But anyway. Yeah, girl. It's over, girl. They said it. Okay, so let's get into the actual episode. So, 10-year anniversary of Black Ink Crew. Suzette and C's are back together. Tati is an apprentice. Ted got his wife Uni, his dog, a house in Atlanta, a picket fence, a record label, an acting career, and real big muscles. He's living his life like it's golden. Alex is now free of Donna's big abusive ass. Buck, who we barely know, but they introduced us to him. Buck is being graduated to tattoo artist from apprentice. Puma doesn't want to take over the Indianapolis shop that C's wants him to take over because he has a Brooklyn shop and he has a shop in Harlem, Art to Ink. That's his shop that he's had for years now. Kwani feels like C's isn't going to take the news well about him not wanting to take over that Indianapolis shop. I also feel like Puma was talking about how he was asked to work with another tattoo owner that wanted to kind of partner in and have a shop with him. And C's is probably going to feel a way about that, but that's probably in New York and not in Indianapolis. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, I don't want to move, you know what I'm saying, to run a shop. I don't want to move to run a shop out there. Breezy tells C's that she hasn't got the numbers for Ted and Puma's respective shops. I forgot what Ted's shop is, but Puma shop is the Indianapolis shop. They have been half-assing. They haven't been making the money. They haven't been doing what they're supposed to be doing. So C's feels like he needs to have a conversation with them because they not doing what they supposed to be doing by all of these businesses that he's giving them. What are y'all doing? Y'all slacking, all of this bullshit, right? Meanwhile, Ted goes on a date with Uni, and he talks about how his brother, who was in jail for 25 years, got out of jail 2 years ago, and he hasn't even really seen his brother. He's talked to him on social media, but he didn't feel comfortable meeting with him. Let's remember, Ted was like 10 when his brother went to jail, so I understand that. They meet up eventually, and his brother said, you know, he was hurt at first, but he understood, you know, he had to take a step back and give Ted time. You know, to come around. But he had his priorities straight when he came home. Like, yeah, 25 years in jail, nigga, you better come home with your priorities in order. But they also talked about his and Ted's biological father, who is a drug addict, who is not there for them growing up. But when Ted's brother went to jail, the daddy was there for him when nobody else was. So they have a relationship now. So we're going to see Ted trying to fix the relationship with his father and brother this season, obviously, with the support of Uni and his cute little dog. Okay. Now, C's tattoo Dave East. Okay. I still feel sometimes like C's tattoos aren't as good as they should be. I'm just saying, for him to be at this level, I feel like his tattoos, like, they aren't clean enough sometimes. Like, it always like that tinge of, you know, street tattoo artist versus somebody that's really an artist and draws really well and then does tattoos as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are some dudes out there, you know, and women included, there are tattoo artists out there that are like real artists. They don't just do tattoos. They also create other forms of art, photography, paintings, drawings, anything where they're physically creating something. So I just kind of feel like C's is not interested in tattoos in that way to me. I've never seen him, you know, make art pieces and stuff like that the way other tattoo artists on these shows have. They take their art very seriously. C's just feels like somebody that started tattooing to get out of a bad situation, like niggas that start rapping to get out of a bad situation. Yeah, his tattoos are not as good as Ryan, or Cat Tat. Yeah, like, just not nearly as clean and crisp as they should be for him to be at this level, which is why he focuses more on being, you know, he focuses more on being a businessman versus being a tattoo artist, that just so happens to own his businesses. But anyway, so because they're giving Buck a graduation ceremony and Caesar is feeling a way about Ted and Puma not doing the things he wants them to do with Black Ink Crew, he decides he's going to give out some petty awards to them. And they took that shit personal. You know, they also put it out there that Crystal and Rock have their own shop that they tattoo out of, but, you know, they show up to Black Ink Crew just like Kitty does. I mean, just like Young Bay does. We've known that Young Bay has her own shop for years now. I don't think Young Bay ever didn't have her own shop this whole time she's been on this show. And it seems as if Rock and Crystal have done the same thing, but now C's is making it like it's a bad thing, making it seem as if he feels away, ate off my plate, now I need to eat off yours. Rock was like, I kept asking him about it and he was acting like it wasn't a big deal. And now you want to act like it's an issue? Like, what the fuck? Anyway, Ted and Puma pull him, you know, to the side to talk to him later on. And y'all, I didn't know how this conversation was going to go, but I was not expecting this. Puma starts crying and saying that he hasn't been able to do what he needed to do because his son has autism and he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is hurt and, you know, kind of distraught and focusing on his family. He was like, I know I need to be doing other stuff and I feel bad, but I just can't leave him. And when he was saying that and them tears was falling down, y'all, that shit, I ain't gonna lie, that shit hurt my heart. That shit hurts my heart. I was just like, so ain't none of y'all gonna hug him? Y'all just gonna stand there and watch him cry? Nobody ain't gonna put a hand over his shoulder or nothing? Puma, you know, bared his soul, C said, why you didn't tell me? He was like, because you're not the easiest person to talk to. And Ted was like, we should be able to talk about these things. I'm like, yeah, but y'all are not. Y'all do all this faking and fronting like y'all trying to, evolve as men on the show. But the truth of the matter is, y'all do look at men like they're weak when they show y'all emotion like that. If Puma would have came to y'all with that emotion, he probably would have got, some type of response that made him feel uncomfortable, or like his tears and shit weren't being received with the pride that he has about his kids. Like, I'm crying because I'm hurt, because I love my kids. Y'all are gonna make me out to see bitch made for crying to y'all about my kids, when at the end of the day, if there's anybody you're supposed to cry about, is when something is going on with these kids. And I think they understood it, because you saw that they was like, oh, see, now he got to just shut up, because you can't go off on a man about what he not doing at work when he's going through something, like that. Honestly, I thought his daughter was on the spectrum, but yeah, that can be a challenge. It can absolutely be a challenge. And now, what you're going to have to do researching to find out how to make sure that your child has all that they need, because in a Black community, no disrespect, but a lot of y'all do not take advantage of the advances when it comes to children having disabilities, because you don't want to deal with the fact that your kid has a disability. You would rather ignore it and act like it's not, oh, he all right, like Black people like to do. Or you make the child codependent on you by doing everything for them out of protection of them, not realizing that they're still a child that you're raising to become an adult. So you have to still prepare them for life in the way that they need to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? So it reminds me of on Love and Marriage DC, and I don't think it was true. I don't think it was like exactly real the way they were explaining it. But Jamie and old girl's son, who's blind, and they were just now getting him into a school for the blind, and he's like 22, 23 years old or something like that. And it was like, shouldn't he have been in schooling like that his entire life in order for him to not have to hold on to his mom every time they go somewhere? But you could tell there was some type of codependency that happened there. My youngest son just got diagnosed with mild autism. It's really hard and emotionally exhausting for both me and my husband. We caught it early. He's 3 and gets daily speech and occupational therapy. That's good, Adrian. That's really good. I feel like when the kids have what they need, or the earlier that you are honest with yourself, the earlier you are about getting them whatever help and researching and finding out what they need to make sure their specific, situation is catered to, then you have a better bet of your child growing up to be an adult that can be on their own, even with autism, because it doesn't always mean your child can't, live their life like a normal adult once they get older. It's a different way of having to teach them. It's a different way of having to deal with them. I know that shit is difficult. I know it is, y'all. Child, that's one of the things that scare me about having children. Like, fuck. I have a child with autism. It's hard. He's 20 now, and now we in the process of trying to make him have independent. Me and his dad not gonna be here forever. Yeah. And that's another thing you have to remember. You're not gonna be here forever. So even if you think you're gonna be able to take care of these damn kids once they get older, you're gonna die at some point, and they're gonna still be here. Then what? You're gonna let them get taken advantage of by systems that's in place to take advantage of them because you are no longer here and you didn't prepare them. I remember being in classes in elementary school with children with autism and was on the far end of the spectrum. His mom would be in a class and his classroom helper seeing that as a child stuck. I have a 4-year-old where autism is difficult. Oh, goodness gracious. A lot of y'all saying this. Yeah. So tough. It's challenging because where I work, they're cutting some of these kids' services. Some kids don't have enough of the services. I know. My blind relative has been in her school since 6. She graduated college and lives on her own, and her parents are in their 60s. Exactly. My sister and I were diagnosed pretty early too. My mom did a lot for us, and other parents would tell her she was doing too much, like separate meals and everything. That's not doing too much. Like, if she can do it, that's not doing too much. Like, I'm not about to be cooking separate meals for everybody. But if that's what she wanted to do for y'all, I don't think that was too much. The fuck? Black people be tripping sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to do all of that for their kids, so they want you to feel like you're doing too much. Autism is running rampant these days, and it's like nobody's telling you what the cause is. My brother-in-law has autism, and my mother-in-law kept him in a school until even after the age of 18. He is now living by himself in an assisted living facility and doing well, and that's great. I have friends who have autistic children. So glad they have been getting the assistance that they need early. Right. Food is causing it and everything. Child, well, what we gonna do? Starve or die? Child, what we gonna do? Okay. But anyway, y'all, that was basically everything that happened on Black Ink Crew. Let's move on to Love and Hip Hop Miami. Okay. Love and Hip Hop Miami had 2 episodes last night. The one episode was their finale, and then the other episode after that was their reunion show. Let me see. You sweetheart, until you elevate. I feel like falling in love. I'm in the mood to fuck something up. We gon' fuck up the night. Say flight. Spaceship's fine. I'm sorry, y'all. It's in my head. I wish it would get out my head. But y'all won't. Excuse me. Y'all won't let it. Y'all will not let it. Where did they go? Where did they go? The reunion was a mess. It was. It was. To me, it was a signal that we don't need to do Love and Hip Hop anymore. Like, I know y'all gonna keep doing it because, you know, I guess people still watching, but I kind of felt like it's time for y'all to let this go. It's time for y'all to let this go. Y'all, why is it that the airdrop happened and I don't see any of the notes that I airdropped? And I airdropped 3 sets of notes. No audience. Right. They didn't have an audience. You right. I mean, outside of that, it was still fucking weird. It was still like, it still felt low budget. It still felt low budget. Like, okay, let me do this a fucking again. Where is it? Okay, here we are. Okay. Hold up, y'all. Tamar being a host was also very interesting to me. How many times am I have to do this shit? Tamar being a host was very interesting to me, y'all. Not because Tamar didn't do well, because I feel like she did do well. But I also feel like Tamar can barely control herself when we're dealing with her and her family. But somehow, you know, she can, you know, dictate to these people. I guess, girl. Girl, yeah. Okay, now the airdrop is working after I already did it earlier. Okay. Nothing wrong. Like the video. Tamar wasn't the best option. I didn't think so, but I also don't think she did bad. I think she did actually kind of good. I think it was funny the way they would try to catch an attitude with her. She was like, "No, I respect you, love." You know what I'm saying? She was absolutely good at disarming them when they were about to try to come at her sideways. Like, you could tell. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about Love and Hip Hop Miami. Miami, you've got style. Sunshine, blue skies, white sand by the mile. Okay. Flo talks to her mom and sister about Marlon wanting a divorce because she's not a good wife. She hates that the kids have to go through this. Flo, You wanted to get a divorce, and now Marlon told you he wanted a divorce, and now you crying. I can't believe he said this. I don't know why the kids have to go through it. Weren't the kids gonna have to go through it anyway when you said you wanted a divorce? Flo, shut up. Then she told her mom about the voodoo priestess that she went to, the mambo she went to. Okay, the mobile. Okay, the bitch went to see the mobile. And first of all, I appreciated when she went to go see the voodoo priestess and she lit the fire at the doorway before she stepped up. I do love, love the extra of it all. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Nina Parker has a show on each child. She's not coming back because we really did like Nina as a host. But anyway, Flo's mom kicked her out of the house as soon as she started talking about the voodoo priestess situation. And I just kind of was like, that mom just, I was just y'all know I don't like when people are like that. Like, it's just mad weird to me for people to feel like the spiritual practices of their ancestors is demonic, but the ones given to them by people that abuse them, oh, those are great. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, but I really do think that it's just it's weird as fuck to me. I think it's sad, essentially, but I can't really care too much because Flo works on my nerves. Okay. Trina, Joy, and Bobby go to a gay show, a little show together. They got the drag queens performing, and they asked Trina about her wedding, and she says that she's not in that space right now. And I'm like, so he's just gonna be your assistant and not your husband at this point? I mean, it don't matter. I don't think that Trina should get married to anybody. I think Trina has been living her whole life now as a single woman, and it doesn't mean that she doesn't need to be in a relationship. It just means you don't need to marry anybody. Okay, child, I didn't forgot her little boyfriend name already. Joy has finally retained a lawyer. I don't know what that's going to do for her, but hopefully, if they come back next season, she'll be divorced. Shay and Amara meet up. Girl, Shay was limping in there. I said, bitch, you haven't even healed all the way from having your baby, but you got the energy to be screaming from your fucking gut to Amara about how she a hoe. I think it's weird. Raymond, thank you. I think it's weird to care about other women's vaginas to this extent. I want Shay to realize that she's doing exactly what her mom, this protecting. Your brother doesn't need protection. Your brother is grown as fuck. I know that you were also friends with Amara, but you being upset about whatever happened between MJ. Like, I don't know, y'all. I just feel like I've never been involved in my siblings' relationships like that. There are some people that I don't like that my sister has been with, and it is what it is. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Do what you want to do. I'm not about to act ugly with people, but I'm also not in y'all business like that, so I don't care. If I was friends with somebody and they were dating my sibling and they broke up and started dating my sibling's friend, I might change if I hang around them or not, depending on how I feel about it. Honestly, y'all, I've kind of always had an open mind when it comes to stuff like that, because I feel like essentially it happens so often. I don't know why people get upset. If you didn't get cheated on, then I don't understand, staying upset about shit like that. The people usually don't travel that far out of the circles that they're already in. You know what I'm saying? I do understand there are millions of people in the world, but at the end of the day, they're only going to be around a certain number of those millions of people. So if they end up with somebody that you're cool with, or even after y'all break up, I don't think that's a reason to feel like that person ran game. I don't know what the fuck Shay was talking about, but Shay seems to want an apology from Amara for pulling a hoe move. And I was just kind of like, why is it a hoe move? Because they knew each other, because they were friends. And I feel like they weren't friends. They knew each other though, but they weren't friends. It doesn't mean that, Amara isn't shady, but I think Amara was trying to make the point that I didn't just go and sleep with Alan to get back at MJ. I got in a relationship with Alan and had kids with him and wanted to marry the nigga, except for the fact that he's a deadbeat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like she was fucking with the dude out of spite. And I feel like that's the energy that Shay and MJ seem to have. And they keep saying Amara doesn't want to take accountability. And it's like, what does accountability look like to y'all? Y'all want her to apologize because she got into a relationship with somebody that y'all knew? I don't know. Like, that just kind of seems crazy to me for y'all to be this upset. And really, I don't think y'all are this upset. I think y'all just are using it for a storyline. I think y'all are using it for a storyline. Like, I don't care. Y'all are not together anymore. MJ, you and Amara were not together. It shouldn't even really matter to you because you're not friends with Alan and you're no longer around Amara. So why does it matter who she's with? And that's the thing. You want to be upset that she broke up with you. You're really more upset that she broke up with you and she moved on with somebody you knew and actually had kids and all of that. And you was probably trying to trap her. MJ seems like a bum in his hat and some outfits since 20. He is. He does feel like a bum. That's why whether he loved her or not, it's almost of no consequence because it feels like you really just wanted to use her to get on. And when she got tired of feeling used, she moved on and she moved on with somebody you was cool with. So now we gonna act like she real fucked up and she a hoe. I don't care about Amara being a hoe. Like, I don't know what y'all want other grown women to care about other women doing with they pussy. Like, I don't know. Amara threw shade at Shay when his interview came out with Tasha K last year in 2021. Okay. Now, I know everybody is about to act like MJ and Amara weren't broken up for at least a year, but I feel like they were broken up for at least a year when MJ went on Tasha K and did that interview. And Shay shared the interview and Amara commented, and I think she said, shit products, shit person. And Shay felt like, no, they weren't broken up. At least Alan was out here working. Who wasn't broken up? They broke up last year. So they weren't broken up when the interview happened? Or are you saying they haven't been broken up since 2020? You saying they broke up in 2021? Because I feel like them people been broke up at least since 2020. Because then they break up on the show? Like, maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like Amara and MJ broke up in like 2020, and he does this interview with Tasha K in 2021, and it just kind of seemed like, why are we still talking about this? It's like you want to be a victim of some sort, and you're trying to get more clout off of it. Like, it just seems thirsty to me. They've been broken up since 2020. That's what I thought. I've been watching this show the whole time. So I think, I feel like I'm kind of right on this timeline here. But I remember when the interview came out, I remember feeling like, MJ, who cares? That's why I didn't watch it. Because I remember feeling like, MJ, who fucking cares about why you and Amara? Like, nobody cares, my dude. Like, we didn't really think that you and Amara were going to stay together anyway. They broke up March 2020, and then the interview came out in June, July 2021. The man is still hurt. Get over it. It's a breakup. It's a fucking breakup. Get over it. You online crying to everybody that want to listen about the fact that the girl don't want to be with you no more. Move on. That's what you're supposed to move on. Doing fucking interviews like we care. Because mad unknown people be on Tasha K channel for clout. Like, and I feel like Shay was absolutely being vindictive when she reposted the interview. And Amara responded. And then they've been going back and forth ever since. Ultimately, they go back and forth even more. Amara was like, your mama told me not to mess with you and says you were jealous of me. Her own mama told Amara that. I believe it too. And Shay was like, and your mama said you always picking broke niggas. And she was like, yeah, like your brother who was looking for a woman to take care of him. Like, y'all can say what y'all want to say, but MJ is absolutely a nigga walking around looking for a woman to take care of him. And if you look at the relationship with their mother, you'll understand why. MJ drop an EP, some rehearsals, something else. I hope he finds peace, really. Amara has had children with another man and move forward. Like, I watched Amara YouTube channel. They weren't broken up. She said that they weren't broken up. She said that she couldn't take the scrutiny, so she stopped showing him on her egg page. Oh, is that what she said? So she said that her and MJ was still together in 2021 when the interview happened? Okay. If that's the case, y'all. Okay, so Amara, even though Amara has repeatedly said over and over again on the show, on a reunion, that she and MJ were not together anymore. Apparently Amara must have lied and was still with him after they broke up on the show. I feel like they were probably together a little bit, but I feel like they really did break up in 2020. But either way, if they were together, exactly, why did he do an interview if they were together? Why? Yeah, I don't believe that. I'm sorry. Like, whoever said that in the chat, I don't believe that. I really do feel like they were broken up. It doesn't make sense. If they were still together, why did MJ do an interview about them not being together? Like, it doesn't even matter. She moved on and had a baby with somebody. Get the fuck over it. And at least if you're not gonna get over it, why are you coming to us about it? What we supposed to do? Convince Amara to want to be with you? Ayana said this: a man's heart is his mama. MJ and Caesar both get mommy issues. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's relationship residue. It happens. The interview was done after the show was aired. She was with Alan. I don't care. MJ needs to move on. If Amara cheated on you, Amara cheated on you. Even more reason why you shouldn't be worrying about her anymore. Let it go. And that Queen Dara, this is it right here. He did the interview to be spiteful. That's what it felt like. And Amara said that she felt like that was more Shay's tip. That's not even his type of thing to want to do no interview. She felt like Shay bucked him up to do that. And Shay didn't even deny it. Shay was like, you didn't have to see him going through all of his pain. And I'm like, and this is me. Who cares? It's 2022. Let it go. Like, we can argue back and forth about a timeline all day, but it doesn't even matter. And that's the thing people fail to realize. You want to make somebody wrong so you can be a victim, when the overall outcome is she still don't want you. That's it. It's over. Let it go. LIG. Jeez. But they, they agreed to stop talking shit about each other and let bygones be bygones. But I still feel like MJ was looking for somebody to take care of him because of his mommy issues. Shay was looking to defend him against Amara because she also has abandonment and mommy issues and wants to defend her brother like he's not a grown-ass man. It seems that she infantilizes him. He turns into a child whenever she's in a room. She speaks for him and everything. So yeah, I see more of a problem with that than Amara being in a relationship she wasn't happy in and doing whatever the fuck she wanted to do and getting out of the relationship and moving on. I don't care. Bill goes to get Suki some crabs. Child, watching Bill and Suki in the minivan with her laying on her stomach eating crabs out of a big ass pan at the beach in the parking lot. It was the most hoodest, beautifulest, fucked up thing I ever seen. Suki is, once again, I feel like in every confessional, Suki is trying to convince us that her surgery was the best decision for her career, when ultimately I feel like some stupid man told you that, right? Like, that's what I feel like. I feel like some man told Suki that she needed to get her body done, so she keeps repeating it, like getting her body done was done for her career. And I'm like, Suki, you can get your body done all you want to. If you don't have any good songs, if you can't play the songs anywhere besides the internet because they're porn, I don't know what you expect from anybody. Like, I think what really would propel Suki's career, she isn't worried about. Getting your body done is not going to make you a more successful rapper if you're not actually putting out music that people are listening to. You see what I'm saying? Like, and you keep saying it like it makes sense, and it doesn't. It doesn't. Suki should have chose the gym. She really should have, because her ass still not gonna be able to breathe on stage. Like, you want to talk about something for your career, bitch, you need to get your performance up. And having more more stamina might have been what you should have done. But Suki needs to have a conversation with Spice and get guidance about the game. I don't think she would listen anyway. She wouldn't listen anyway. She's for stunts and shows, shock, gag. I think surgery is just too normalized. These girls different these days. Literally watched on interview yesterday, and Ari said I could go to the gym, but I'm gonna just go get surgery because I'm lazy. Yeah. Yeah. And when they're in their 40s and they have heart problems and they're having all types of issues because of all of these moments where they felt like being lazy was more important. I'm tired of arguing with y'all. I just think y'all stupid, but live your life. Cause y'all gonna do what y'all want to do anyway, and then y'all's gonna tell me I'm hating, and I'm just gonna be up here like, all right, bitch, do what you want to do. I don't feel the need to hate on people that needed to get surgery to look good. That's no disrespect to anybody, y'all, but I refuse to compare myself to somebody that had to go get themselves cut on in order to feel how good they feel about themselves. Bitch, I feel good about myself just on base level. Like, I woke up like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather have confidence about who I am all on my own before I ever sit up here and compare myself to a whole bunch of weird ass people that have decided to like cut into themselves because they're lazy. Like, okay, good for you, sis. Have fun with that. Yeah, but Bill going to get Suki them crabs and her laying on her stomach to eat the crabs, I was just kind of like, this is so girl. I feel like Monica said a few years ago, when they get older, where is it going to go? I work in healthcare law. There are so many lawsuits due to plastic surgery complications. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is at this point. So y'all remember, we're gonna have like this whole situation with Sapphire and Isaiah again. Y'all know Sapphire is Suki's friend that Isaiah said stole clothes from her. She said Isaiah stole clothes from the Good Kitty store. I don't care. They all made up, but they about to fight again. Trick got the men together with some paid models, because if y'all notice, whenever Trick has a get together, he has to get a whole bunch of really young women to come through, and it feels like they're paying all of them $100 a day to show up, if that, maybe 50. Yeah, paying all the girls $50 to come through, be on Love and Hip Hop, and party with dated early 2000s, late 90s rappers. Okay, times have I all. Bill didn't come, and it seems as if Trick wanted Bill to be there because they wanted to free Bill from Suki. They feel like Bill is being a sucker for Suki. Suki is running him, so they want to get Bill's mind right. You don't run her, she run you. Okay, don't be pussy whip pussy. Bang bang bang. Okay. Trick says, Bill maybe can't be saved because Suki be over there sucking on his toes and shit, and all of the men was laughing. But I was just like, and all of you niggas love when women suck on y'all toes. It's giving, y'all, Noriega was there. Nori was there. He has a performance coming up. Bobby was invited. Snoop was there, of course. And Raymond, Trina's old man, was there. All of them are laughing and shit. And I was literally like, okay, so y'all, let's look at this picture right quick. This was like the most interesting thing to me about this whole episode. The most interesting thing, besides Iyanla being there, about this whole episode was Trick has no woman. He has nobody. He's lonely. He's lonely and he's miserable. And he is surrounded by a whole bunch of men that have women, that aren't miserable. And yet they allow him to lead them in the conversation that Bill needed to be corrected so he's not, being a sucker for his woman. All of them are laughing. And I feel like if Neri calls Noriega and says, I need you to come home, Noriega's going to go home. If Trina calls Raymond and says, hey, I need you to come back here, Raymond is going to take his joint in his book bag and go home. So it was mad funny to me how they were all laughing about Bill and Suki when the truth of the matter is all of y'all are full of shit because everybody knows that Trick is miserable and lonely and hating on everybody else's relationship because how is it that you niggas still got women that want to be with y'all and I got to pay these bitches that won't be with me? And everybody knows. That's the thing that killed me. All of the people that are sitting there agreeing with him know that he is the saddest nigga out of all of them. And it's crazy to me to watch how weak-minded men can be when they're in groups together. Because they'll allow the most ignorant, lonely, miserable, loudest motherfucker to convince them that they should be what? Like going home and cursing women out because the women aren't being of service to the men 24/7 or some shit. Like I don't even know exactly what the overall goal is with Bill. Well, you want to turn Bill into you, Trick? Because you're so happy? Because you're such a great guy with such a full life? Mr. I got caught doing cocaine on the side of the road. Like, and just agree, all because all of them are men. And that's so crazy to me. I think men are so weak-minded. Y'all, does anybody ever pay attention to the fact that women are more physically at risk when confronting men? But women will still confront men, even though they know that the men could possibly harm them. If the women feel strongly about something, they'll still confront the man regardless to the fact that the man could physically hurt them. Another man doesn't even want to upset another nigga. So he won't say a word, even if he doesn't agree. Like, how exactly are y'all the stronger ones? Exactly. Like, how does that work out? How does that work out when all of y'all are physically the stronger ones, but y'all bitch up around any dude? Like y'all bitch up. You have nothing to say. You don't want to get into it with him because we gonna take it to this other level. Y'all weak. Like, child, it was just really, it was just really like, oh, wow, this is very interesting. And then Bobby gets there and Bobby's pissed because I think, and I don't know if, because Bobby be talking too fast. So I understand nothing they were saying. But I think that Bobby was saying, you told me not to invite my gay homeboys because you didn't want any feminine energy around. So I came and now you got all these bitches here. And that's, not, y'all know what I mean. All these young women here. A lot of them look like women, like 18, 19, 20-year-old girls. But anyway, some of them look like they were of age, but most of them look like, y'all just pulled up to a gas station and asked, whatever young girl coming out to come through. Like, what the fuck? Who cares about that? But anyway, Bobby felt like it was homophobic. Bobby felt like it was homophobic that they basically tricked him into coming there. And, and you want me to be around y'all and y'all, I have to be accepting of y'all's homophobia. And he just wasn't comfortable with it. He bitched a fit. He was mad. And I thought it was funny because whatchamacallit was laughing the whole time. Trick thought it was funny. So Suki and Bill and all of them get together. Sapphire and Isaiah get into a fight. Sapphire Sapphire, I want to say that you're the representation of a young woman that we need to stop. Like, listen, I understand that these niggas put their hands on y'all in these streets, and that's one thing. Okay, it's a whole nother thing when men decide they want to beat up on women because they don't like that they can't control the woman or her mouth for that matter. So they won't put their hands on the woman. That's a whole nother situation. You feeling like you about to fight a man over a verbal disagreement that y'all are having, when that nigga show up like a nigga and lay your ass on the ground, I don't want to hear anything. Because you kicked your shoes off like you wasn't gonna fight another, like a man. Like, I was just kind of like, y'all have got to stop doing that. Y'all have got to stop doing it. I get it, girl. Trust me. Many a dude has tried to fight me growing up. So I get having this like aggressive energy of fuck you, I'll fight your ass too. I get it. But I also feel like as a woman, stop putting yourself in situations like that. Because it gives these niggas an excuse to hurt you. Even though they know that there's no way that y'all could have, really be equal. Even though Zay ain't, Zay wasn't no big old dude and Sapphire wasn't no little ass chick. I still, in my life, have experienced the fact that it don't matter what size a man is. A lot of times these niggas still be much stronger than a woman. Even if a woman is taller. You know what I'm saying? They will still have more physically compact strength than a woman. So I didn't like the fact that she, they screaming back and forth, but you kick your shoes off and now you taking it to that point. But I was grateful when one of the aunties jumped up and was like, hey, you ain't finna fight him. You'll fight me, bitch. And she mushed her and pushed her back, but you could tell Sapphire didn't want to fight her. So somehow it gets out into the street and Bill feels like all of these people are holding Suki back. So now he's taking off his shirt so he can fight Zay. And even though I feel like they all a hot ass mess, I honestly was here for Suki when she was like, you need to pick a side because you ain't fighting my cousin. He didn't do shit to you. I was like, right? Why is Bill trying to fight Zay? Like, I know this is a mess, but what the fuck is you trying to fight Isaiah for taking your shirt off outside? Like, these niggas are so retarded. They just get moved by energy. If they got people fighting, now all of a sudden they pulling their shirt off because they won't fight, even though ain't nobody trying to fight them. And then he called Suki a bitch. And Suki, y'all, was in a walker at this party, okay? She was in a walker. But he called her a bitch and she forgot all of that. I was like, bitch, don't fall. Fall forward, Suki, fall forward. Because they brought drama, apparently. Child, please. That's foolishness. All of them are drama. It wasn't just they. All of them are drama. I feel like they did what they were supposed to do. I feel like we all know this scene was supposed to go like that. That's why they barely had any conversation before they started trying to fight one another. That shit was never supposed to be a conversation where we resolved anything. That was always supposed to be a end of the season scene for Suki to, have a big blow up and she ain't got to fight. It's her people fighting. Anyway, Caitlin, thank you for the super chat, boo. The gag is we don't want to be with men who sit and kiki with the men who disrespect women. My partner better check the men around him on behalf of women on GP. Child, my husband said, you see, I don't even hang around a lot of niggas. I ain't got time for that shit. I here checking you niggas every 2 minutes. So Iyanla comes through for Shay and her mom after Shay cussed Iyanla out and told her fuck her process when they were on Fix My Life. So Iyanla has come back to try to help they narrow asses once again. And Iyanla, I don't know what type of effect Iyanla has on people, but Iyanla was able to get Shay's mom to admit that at one point she chose to date a man that really didn't care for her children. And Iyanla says, so you know. And that's when I got upset. Y'all know I tell y'all I don't be having patience for shit. And this is what I be talking about. When people know something, when people know something is the truth and they still act like it's not, like, you're hurting your daughter on purpose because you're angry at her for some reason. Like, you did her wrong. You did not handle her the way you should have. You know that. And on a daily basis, you invalidate that you do that to her. You act like, oh no, it's not me, it's you. Do you know how fucked up that is to know you hurt your child, but to keep telling them that they are the problem and it's not you? Iyanla sat down with her for 5 fucking minutes and was able to get her to admit that she chose to be in a relationship with a man that didn't like her kids. All for her to turn around in a confessional and tell us that she don't think they would have liked anybody that she chose because they wanted their dad. Oh, really? Oh, really? She admits that she failed her children. They bring Shay in, and she says she doesn't like that her mom never tells her she loves her or she's proud of her. And, you know, she feels like she's just never enough. And she tells her that her mom tells her that I failed you. She said, and this is the moment that I felt like was the most honest. And I was like, this moment right here, don't you ever fucking forget that you told her this. She told Shay, I was a good provider, but a horrible mom. When you actually vocalize to your daughter after just yesterday telling her that it wasn't you, it was her, that you were a horrible mom, like that's what pissed off even more, y'all. It's not the fact that you did harm your child. It's the fact that you tell your child that you didn't harm them and make them feel like it's their fault. I was just like, like, that's the shit, y'all. That's the shit right there that I'm talking about that would make me not want to fuck with nobody at all. So thank God for Shay's baby, because Shay says her mom has been there every step of the way to help her with the baby. And she did acknowledge it to Shay, and Shay cried, y'all. And when I tell y'all the smile that she gave after that, I don't think I have ever seen Shay so light. And I've been watching Shay on television for a long time, and I've never seen her look so light as to after that lady told her that she was a horrible mom to her. Because half the battle is y'all invalidating y'all children's feelings, acting like the experience they had wasn't real, which has them having conflict in themselves with what they remember and how they feel. It's even more trauma. It's more trauma on top of the trauma that you already caused. Somebody need to beat your ass. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, but I really do feel like the parents out there that do this type of shit to their kids, somebody need to beat your ass. Because you know you hurt your kids and you still refuse to take responsibility. You refuse to just admit that that's what you did. Instead, you tell them that it's their fault. They the fucking kid, bitch. How is it their fault that y'all relationship is fucked up when they're the kid? Y'all must not understand what it means for somebody to be a child. They're literally not responsible for the parent. The parent is responsible for them. So anything you did not do that caused harm to your child in their overall development is your fault. Deal with it. But the fact that she knew, y'all, and she literally every scene this lady is saying some slick shit to Shay, mean shit to her, shit that hurt. But then turn around and tell Shay, I don't think it's me, it's you, but ready to be a great grandmother. That shit made me mad. That shit made me mad. I was like, bitch, you mean to tell me you realize you just fucked up and you know exactly what you did? Let's not even get into how fucked up it is for you to want to be with a man that don't like your kids. Caitlin, thank you for the super chat. My bad, mind you. Talking about trick. I'm driving, so I fell behind on the live. Nah, I got you. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant, girl. We glued in. We glued in. Thank you. Thank you, Billy. Billy, is it Billy A? Thank you, love. And then they want the daughter to get over it. Right. I always want these kids to get over how you've mistreated them, except the fact that you never take accountability for the way you've mistreated them, 50 Cent. Either way, they were able to have their come to Jesus moment. We have Ray J and Princess talk. They were going out. It started light. But she said they had to talk about the divorce that he filed for when he was in the hospital. He was like, I was on my deathbed. And she finally says, you had pneumonia in your lungs. With antibiotics, you were going to be fine. You had just cheated on me and had bitches in my car and wearing my clothes in my house. You were okay. You were being taken care of. You wanted me to put my pain to the side to be there for you, as if you've ever done that for me. Like, Ray J has never put aside his own foolishness for Princess. And she says, after all of the shit that, you've done to me, I really don't even care anymore. You know what I'm saying? But I'm moving on. Like, I'm not staying in this. I'm over it. I don't care. Whatever you do, you've already done it. Like, whenever a woman feels like you've already hurt her as much as you can hurt her and there's nothing else than you could do, and then he gonna turn around and say, you don't know, because we ain't been divorced yet. You don't know. She's like, you don't know because we haven't been divorced yet. You don't know. He said, well, she can't leave him. They got kids together. She can't leave him. She can't just stop fucking with him because they got kids together. See why you can't have kids for these niggas? See why you can't have kids for them? Because it's only to keep you in the house and available to them when they want you. Yes, like Billie Jean. Oh, okay. All right, love. Then he tries to out her, tries to throw her under the bus when she mentioned things that he's done to her, cheating on her, getting her arrested, the disrespect, throwing her in the pool, calling her a bad mom, all that shit, and more. He then says, anything I ever did, Princess, you did it with me. Anything I ever did, Princess, you did it with me. Like, thought he was doing something. And then she got to explain herself as if she had to explain anything after all of the shit we've seen Ray J put Princess through, as if that lady has to explain anything that she's done. I was just like, girl, you don't have to explain a motherfucking thing to us. We know how terrible Ray J is. Child, I ain't never heard nobody tell Princess besides Trick Daddy that she need to stay with him. I don't think I've ever seen anybody online say it. You know what I mean? If she gonna stay with him, it's fine. But I don't think anybody is like, Princess, you should stay. No, because he's disrespected her and fucked over her their entire relationship. And we didn't care because she didn't care the way he did that to Tiara Marie. Like, that's basically how it's going down. That's why nobody has ever really felt bad for Princess, because Princess joined in and didn't give a fuck about the way Ray J did Tiara Marie when he was trading Tiara in for Princess. But he's mad. He was like, I thought maybe we would hug, kiss, run off into the sand together. But she basically told us that, when she was trying to keep him from leaving the relationship, going cheat on her, she was like, I can be fun too. But she said she can't keep sacrificing herself for him. She can't do it anymore. She was having threesomes to keep him from cheating. I'm like, just have an open marriage. Don't have sex with women you don't want to have sex with because he's a cheater. Like, don't do that. That's not ever going to work. Only have sex with women when you want to have sex with women. Don't do that. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. Don't forget how they did Morgan the assistant. Ooh, child. I think it's nasty because Ray likes to have sex with strippers and prostitutes. So you was having threesomes with the strippers and prostitutes too, Prinky? I hope you're safe. Trick Daddy gets awarded in his community. He's not changing. He doesn't care what we think. Amara is still complaining about Alan. Suki feels like she's taking her career seriously, getting her body done. She's elevating. Everybody else says shit I don't care about. Reunion. Okay. So Tamar hosts the reunion. It was unexpected, but she did do a good job. She was able, for the most part, to keep people on task. Ray J's hair was terrible. He had on like a straight wig with a bandana over it, and he was sweating and moving around a lot. It was absolutely giving cocaine. Who threw this reunion show together? Who's responsible? Somebody call Mona. We need Mona on the line. What's wrong with Amara's hair? I feel like Amara had like an afro that was cut like this, but it wasn't cut perfectly enough. So it just looked like a bad, terrible haircut. Like the hair on this reunion show, I didn't even, y'all, I'm telling you, I didn't even look at the looks. It was too bright. The colors, like it was almost giving futuristic island hood. You know what I'm saying? Like Ruby Rod was gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? Like at any point, we're gonna Lost in Paradise. Like what the fuck? Like they were dressed very weird. I did love Trina's outfit though. It was like a very glittery dress with the boots. I thought she looked good. Trick thinks he's co-hosting a reunion. It was annoying. Like Tamar had to tell him to be quiet a few times. The lights went out. I was like, why are the lights going out? What is this? How could have kept it? Gael and Flo. Gael and Flo actually having arguments about whether or not Marlon slept with Marlon slept with Gael. The thing that aggravated me about the reunion, they showed the playback of Marlon saying to Gael, you told our business. I was trusting you not to tell our business, and you still told our business. Like that was basically what he told Gael. Flo is still confused about whether he had sex with her or not. I said, if y'all don't get this dumbass girl away from me, oh my God. When the lights came back on, Gael and Flo, you know, they made up in the interim. Flo is getting a divorce. She's talking to other people. Marlon says she and her sister played mind games with him. I said, was that before or after you fucked Gael? And denied it. When exactly were they playing mind games with you? Flo put voodoo on her sis, but not her cheating hubby. The playback was the evidence, and Tamar said nothing. That was another thing. I was like, why didn't anybody point out the fact that he admitted to it on camera? That was so stupid. Not Flo and Kendra sisters. Child, a whole bunch of, you know, whole bunch of these sad women around, girl. Just don't care how much they get disrespected and embarrassed and exposed to STDs. They just don't care, child. They love it. They're gonna stay there. They're gonna fight for it. Trick says till death do us part. Joy says her and her boyfriend broke up. Shay wants Amara to be sorry for hurting MJ. Amara didn't say that she met Alan on the show through MJ, but she said it later on. I think it was after he did that interview and put her on blast for it. MJ still loves Amara. Duh. Julian, why do you have on royal blue and peach? Those two colors don't go together. They just don't. Royal blue. I mean, honestly, I don't know if it was royal. It might just, but it was a really rich blue. He had on a really rich blue with like peach. I was like, what the fuck is Julian wearing? And he was talking and I wasn't listening. But after he finished grandstanding, Amara says that she's sorry to MJ and Shay and she just want to squash the beef. Finally, because we don't even care. Princess and Ray J are still divorcing and they proceed to ask them if they want a divorce. Y'all know what I hate? When a man files for divorce and y'all turn around and ask the woman if she wants it because you want the woman to say, no, I don't want the divorce. And like, and then Trick gonna tell Princess, you can cry if you want to. Oh, y'all want Princess to cry over the nigga that's been dogging her out and making her cry for the past 10 years? Just shut up. Like, just shut up, Trick. Like, Prince, I don't feel like it's cool when you try to make women be emotional about men who have harmed them. Her going forward with the divorce is her setting a boundary for herself. And y'all want her to show some emotion about breaking up with Ray J, and Ray J isn't even showing emotion. Shut up. Trick asked, how will Ray J get another woman if Prinky gets another man? That's what happens when people break up. You move on and they move on. But see, Trick, you're a psycho. So it's hard for you to move on because you're so worried about Joy. Because you can't accept the fact that Joy doesn't want you anymore. You're a little slow, aren't you? Anyway, Ray J denies cheating on Princess, and Princess says that he let somebody drive her car, but she knows he doesn't want to talk about it. And I was like, let me get this straight, Ray J. You had a conversation with Princess before the reunion and told her not to bring up the time you had a girl driving around in her car. Y'all know what's weird about that to me? It's basically like saying, I harmed you, but can you be a witness for me and not tell anybody that I harmed you? I know that, you know, when we see each other at this reunion show, we're going to be arguing separate points, but can you please lie for me against yourself? Like what? Like what? You want her to protect you against herself? Do y'all hear how crazy that sounds? Do y'all hear how crazy that sounds? That's insane. That's insane. And Princess, you know, still deals with it, girl. I said, okay, Frank, do what you gotta do. Shay is protecting the identity of her child's father. She's not telling us who her child's father is. She says they were together for a few years. He cheated and then they broke up, but they kind of have this back and forth thing, and that's how she ended up getting pregnant. But she cries about it. And MJ isn't helping her as much as she would like for him to help her with the baby because he's partying and getting drunk. Shay says her mom has helped her a lot. And they just, you know, everybody talks about how the children belong to the mother because these niggas ain't shit. Trick, y'all don't have nothing to say about that, huh? And then Shay says that she and her baby daddy love each other unconditionally. And I said, Shay, how can a man love you and not claim a baby with you? And the uncle is not the daddy. Thank you, Icy. Girl, how does he love you and he's not helping you with y'all child? Why are you protecting his identity? Is he married? Talk about he's very private. Not private with his dick, apparently. I don't understand a lot of you women because y'all really protect these men against your own self-interest. Like you're literally out here, I'm raising a baby by myself. I had a baby with a man that I have been in relation with for years. And I'm protecting his privacy by allowing the world to think that I had a baby with somebody that don't even care about me or me because he refuses to show himself as my baby's father. Yeah, she probably knew he was married. I'm thinking he's married. I'm thinking that Shay's baby daddy is a married man and he doesn't want to blow up his spot. And so you're going to stay quiet publicly, but I'm sure he throws you money and maybe comes and lets the baby sit on his lap for 20 minutes, you know, every now and again when he got to go come drop off some money or something. But I don't understand how she can sit on that stage and tell us that they love each other unconditionally while she raises a child by herself. That sounds like the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And that's what I be talking about. Just foolish as y'all want to be. Suki isn't mixing her family with her business anymore as it pertains to Sapphire and Zay. And Zay was like, good, I like getting paid. There's that. And Bill tries to propose to Suki, but Suki was like, no. And so they end up leaving the reunion show. I don't remember if anything else happened after that because I didn't care. So that was the reunion. That was Love and Hip Hop Miami. I agree. Screams married man, street pharmacist maybe. Child, that's not good enough. The man probably went on and got married just like Scrappy did. Oh Lord, like in Dance Flick. I'm here to pick up my son. Okay, I'm done. Basically, Sonya and Willie Ray Sr. messed that man up. Suki and Bill not together no more. We know, girl. Child, I have conditions for love, especially when it comes to romantic partnerships. I know that's right. I think it's crazy. I don't think there's a such thing as an unconditional love. I think the only love that should be unconditional is between a child and a parent. Any other love needs to be conditional. And even if love is unconditional, you being a part of my life is. All right, that's just how I feel. There are 600 of y'all in the room. Can y'all please like the video before we get into the last Okay, I hope y'all liked the video. Let's go ahead and get into Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Okay. Everyone is going to Vegas this episode because Spice is having a Grammy party because she's Grammy nominated on her very first album. And Carly is in Vegas shooting the video for her song with Spice. And they're inviting everybody to be a part of the video shoot, which I thought was dope. Since this is a Love and Hip Hop production, okay? Carly invited Safari and Spice, and it seems as if they left Spice's party last episode together. So Carly's being messy, and Spice is pretending to be upset about it, but we know she's not. Sierra, Bambi, and Erica get to Vegas in a Rolls Royce that Sierra doesn't know how to start. Erica is finally divorced, but they are finalizing custody and child support. She says that Safari is asking for 50% custody so that she can pay him child support. We remember when this was all going down on the blogs. But we found out that he has to pay her for them children, as he should. Like, get the fuck out of here. You weren't even there with them children when y'all were together. And you think you deserve 50% custody so you don't have to pay her, even though, like, y'all, it baffles me the way these men know they're not going to be the primary parent. And just because they cheap asses don't want to give this woman money for the child, they want to act like they're actually going to be there for the child 50% of the time when they know they're not. They know that they're going to want to be able to get up and go and just be like, fuck the child, and trust the fact that the mom will do what she has to do. Like, y'all, it makes me so mad. Like, because I know somebody is going through this right now. And it's really like, she can't just say, I'm going to drop the baby off with you and go on about my business. She can't do that. She got to figure out where the baby going to go, how long they going to be there, who going to pick them up. She has to figure all of that out on her own. And he gets to decide whether he's going to pick his kid up for the one weekend, you know, every 2 weeks or whatever, you know, that the little one weekend, little 2-3 days that he gets the kid. He gets to decide whether he's going to actually come and get her. Okay. On any given day, you know, if he's too busy, then I guess he's not going to see his child that day. The mama doesn't have that option, but you want to sit and fucking argue about the money? You ain't giving up equal amount of time at all, but you want to argue about some fucking money? Y'all, they kill me. And it's not to say that women don't get vindictive about the money that they ask for, but a lot of the times I feel like some women really don't even be trying to do all of that. They just want to be able to take care of the kid. And the niggas want to penny pinch, nickel and dime you because they mad. Okay? But anyway, y'all, Bambi talks about Scrappy and how they're always fighting and arguing. Child, that's all we hear from y'all. They trying to be mean girls in Vegas this week. I'm like, girl, don't nobody care. Girl, don't nobody care. Mercedes, not Mercedes, Mendices and Lil Mendices, okay? So they were going to see Samantha and her fiance Mario at Samantha's new house. And it appears that Lil Mendices hasn't spent a lot of time with Samantha since she moved down there. It seems as if Lil Mendices kind of doesn't want to be there because of her fiance. Lil Mendices is feeling a way about the fact that the guy didn't even get to know him before he proposed to her. And he feels like that's a little bit of a red flag, but you know, whatever. And he also feels like he got to know her last boyfriend and probably got emotionally attached to him and doesn't want to do that again with this guy, even though this guy is her fiance. And I feel like, you know, it may have been an answer. Like, you may not have been introduced to him because she felt like she had introduced you to too many people in the past. So she waited until this guy proposed to her. But I also feel like it is weird that you did not try to form some type of relationship with the kids. You didn't ask the kids if it's okay for you to marry their mom. You know what I'm saying? Well, because it's only little Mendices. But, you know, like, there was no reference whatsoever for the fact that she has a son that is a part of her life. But I also feel like Samantha is trying to have her own life. Samantha is trying to be happy. Little Mendices lives with his father currently, okay? And why can she not have her own, you know, life and situation going on? On some level, I feel like, even though it is a red flag, I don't know how I feel about Mario, but I do feel like, can y'all slow up on giving Lil Mendices all these props? Because to me, some of that comes from this weird ass jealousy that sons develop about their mothers. Okay? A teenage son who can be a parent himself, stay in school and have fun. Wait, what we talking about? I don't know how we got there. But I just kind of felt like on some level he was gonna dislike the guy anyway because he doesn't want to share his mom. He said it in a car with Mendices. I don't want to share her. I already have to share you. So it, you know what I mean? And I feel like they need to talk to him about that, because you're always gonna have to share your parents with other people. You're always gonna have to share your parents with other people. They don't just belong to you. And that's what I'm talking about when I tell y'all the relationships that are sometimes created between sons and single mothers have fucked up boundaries, because he should not feel like, I don't want to share her. You know what I'm saying? Like, they need to go to therapy as far as I'm concerned. Lil Mendices from pillar to post. They failed him. The adults can't get it together. You're saying that same thing I said about Lil Mendices. With the right man as a stepfather, he would get over that real quick. I agree. He's probably also, because he sees how his stepmom is and the issues that cause. True. That's another thing to add on to it. The fiance should have had a conversation with him. I agree. I don't know if I like the fiance either, to tell you the truth. I don't know if I like his energy either. Like, it's something about a nigga that look like he's a hood nigga. Like, he look like he sell drugs and he too quiet. Like, any nigga that look like they sell drugs and they too quiet and he red, yeah, I would be wondering if the nigga was crazy. I'ma just go ahead and tell you. It's something about boys and their moms. My son be wanting to live in my skin. I can only imagine their relationship as an only child. Yeah, it's an Oedipus complex for sure. And I don't know what happens in order for that to take place, besides that, you know, us against the world thing that happens sometimes. But they need to put him in therapy. They need to put him in therapy. He needs to get over that. Honestly, facts. I'm just saying. Like, anybody that look at their boyfriend know that nigga looks suspect, okay? But Samantha looks so happy, and I feel like for so long, I don't think we got a chance to see that version of her. So I like seeing her with him because she looked happy, as opposed to the other times we've seen her looking upset. He don't see it for Yandy either. He really shouldn't see it for Yandy, because Yandy is immature and petty. We're about to get into that. Mario says that he's open to Lil Mendices if he ever wants to call him or have conversations, but it's like, it's another one of them times I want to know, what's Mario's situation? Who are his children? Because he look like a nigga who got kids. Do you take care of your kids? Are you there for your kids? Are you expecting your children to reach out to you? Because all of those things are red flags to me. But, you know, only time will tell. Either way, Mendices wants Yandy and him to sit down with Samantha and Mario and Lil Mendices so that they can have a come to Jesus moment. Samantha has felt beef between she and Yandy ever since they got into that fight at the reunion show and Yandy's cousin snatched Samantha's head from behind. She feel like Yandy had her there to jump her. And it's like, I want to remind y'all, when Yandy said that's not even her style, I said, Yandy, that's absolutely your style. You did the same thing with Kimbella. You had Kimbella as an attack dog for you, and then you threw her under the bus. Now, your cousin might be different. But I remember what happened with Kimbella and Samantha. When you invited Kimbella to the birthday party because you wanted to start shit with Samantha. Do y'all remember that? So yeah, Yandy, no, you absolutely needed to have a conversation and apologize to Samantha for your part in the breakdown of y'all's relationship. And you couldn't even do that. And that makes me feel, Yandy, that you're jealous of Samantha. You're unhappy in some respect. I don't know. But you feel like you're holding resentment towards Samantha, even though you feel like she has no reason to be upset with you. She used Kimbella to go at Remy assistant. She did? I just remember her from at that the party. I just remember her inviting her to be there for that party, and that was when Kimbella and Yandy's relationship fell apart. All that my push shit went out the window. Okay. But anyway, Mendice's blindsides Yandy at the restaurant. And I'm like, why couldn't you tell Yandy that y'all were going to sit down with them beforehand? Like, I'm going to tell y'all right now, if you can't sit down and have a conversation with me, my son doesn't need to live in the house with you. So on some level, I am completely disgusted with Yandy because I'm trying to understand why you needed so much of a heads up to have a conversation with a woman whose son lives in your house. Oh, Lord. Samantha brings up that, wait, hold up. Samantha was throwing little slugs, but I feel like they were deserved. Like, when they sit down, Yandy says she's cool. There's no reason to rehash. And Samantha says that's easy for you to say. You were the problem. She got upset. Lil Mendices tells them that he doesn't need this. So he gets up and walks away because y'all got his nerves bad. I think Lil Mendices does love Yandy, but I also feel like he is more loyal to his mother, especially at this age. And he should be. Samantha says Yandy had her cousin fight Samantha at the reunion. She says she didn't, but it was 5 years ago. She's not proud of that moment, and she just wants to move on. Samantha says, so you want to act like nothing happened. Mario says there's some trauma to resolve, meaning that there's an apology that needs to be given, Yandy. Yandy forgot that she jumped up and went at Samantha as well. And the only reason that you did not get to her is because of security. Like, you were trying to fight her too. Like, what are you talking about? Samantha says she doesn't want to kill the mood so that they can talk about it another time and just have dinner and enjoy each other's company. When they leave, Yandy goes in on Mendices about it because she didn't like the fact that he blindsided her. And she says that he and Samantha should be grateful for her helping raise their son. Yandy, even though I agree that they both should be grateful to have somebody that cared for Lil Mendices there during that time, but at the same time, my love, you don't get to be defensive, problematic, argumentative, and full of shit and think you don't have to actually be called to the carpet for it. You're going to have to talk about your part and what you did and with the breakdown of the relationship. And it's like you refuse to just admit that you have an issue with this woman. And it's crazy because you obviously don't like her. You are obviously bothered by Samantha, and Samantha can tell you're bothered by her. Samantha's issue is the way you come in and overstep boundaries, and also the way you had her jumped. Now, you want to act like you didn't, that's fine, but you know you did. You know you had somebody there to jump if somebody came at you. And as soon as Samantha jumped up, that cousin, auntie, whatever, was right on the sidelines, ready to jump in for Yandy. That's what Yandy does. She gets other people to do her dirty work. She's been doing that for years now. So it's just very weird to me the way Yandy pretends to be the bigger person, yet you can't have a simple conversation with a woman who you swear you don't have any more issue with. Like, if you don't have any more issue with her, then what the fuck is the problem with resolving what happened? Like, I'm sorry that happened, but she didn't say any of that. So Samantha goes to see Yandy at the restaurant that they're building, and Yandy is alone. And Samantha was like, I'm glad we're alone. That way we can talk without any lies, because she thinks that Yandy lies. And I think Yandy lies too. Yandy got braids in her hair. She's already on defense. Okay. Samantha wants to understand how they got to this place because they used to be cool. And she wants an apology about what happened at the reunion show so that they can move forward. Yandy says she's not apologizing for anything because she didn't do anything wrong. Now, bitch, you just told us that you weren't proud of that time in your life. You weren't proud of what happened. So if you're not proud, that means you must feel some guilt, shame, or remorse. At least shame. So can you tell us why you don't think you should have to apologize? Like, what? Anyway, Samantha wants her to take responsibility for Keisha, the cousin, grabbing Sam's hair from behind. Yandy says she didn't tell her to do that, and she needs to have a conversation with Keisha. And it was almost like she expected Samantha to reach out to her cousin on her own, and she was like, no, I'm gonna need for you to do that. What the fuck? Like, you just don't want to have to deal with this woman at all. And it makes me feel like you're jealous of her. I don't know. I feel like you're jealous of Samantha, and I just wish you would stop. I don't understand how Lil Mendices can even be around you when you have that type of energy towards his mother. Like, I don't know how he can even be around you. Like, I would be like, why you always got an attitude with my mom? Like, it was 5 years ago, so what you still got a problem for? Like, it's stupid. And it was so funny. Miss Samantha was like, you want a hug? No, you don't have to. But you're gonna look that up? Okay, Yandy, it was so good to talk to you, girl. I'll talk to you later, okay? Like, it was so funny to me the way Samantha's energy was just like, okay, girl. Okay, girl. You want a hug? No? All right, cool. She's jealous because Samantha had his baby first and was with him first. Ooh. Honestly, they took this so long to bring Samantha back on purpose so we can forget how ridiculous Yandy was to her. Too bad. I didn't forget a fucking thing. She's jealous because Samantha. Yeah, okay. I said that part. Hold up. I feel like Mendices thinks Sam is owed an apology, which is why he blindsided Yandy. I think so too. I also feel like he said it to her. Come on, Yandy. You know what you do. I know what you do. He feels the energy. I think he will always resent Yandy. Lil Mendices, up until the move to Atlanta, has always lived with Samantha. He even admitted it himself. Yeah, she saved face around that baby. Sam was funny for that. She was. Yandy is probably upset that she upset that she is carriages. What does that mean? I don't even watch this show anymore, but I see Yandy is still Yandy. Yeah, none of these people have clean hands, and I would not have hugged Samantha either. I wish my husband, baby mom, would try to make nice now and ask for a hug. The devil is a lie. Ooh, I don't know. I kind of feel like if you can get past it, why not? But it's obvious that Yandy is still upset. And to me, that proves that Yandy is the one that really has the issue. Because Samantha is like, you don't want to hug it out? Like an unbothered bitch would be like, yeah, girl, come on. It's good. We'll get past it. We'll work on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, grow up. Grow up. Absolutely. You don't respect my mother. There is no way I can be around you. Sam was watching Yandy squirm, enjoying the karma. She was. And she always talking about facts. What facts, Yandy? She always dumbed down and she can't be honest. And Sam clocks that. Yeah. And that move she did in front of him, Yandy proved her nastiness. Anyway, y'all, moving on from there, Mama D and Shekinah go to a lot in Vegas and basically talk about how Scrappy filed for divorce from Bambi. And Shekinah is like, why did you tell me? You know I'm not going to be able to keep that to myself. Why would you tell me that? You know I'm going to tell everybody, bitch. Oh, my God. Carly has her video shoot. It's cute. It looked like somebody actually gave her a good budget. Erica, Bambi, and Sierra get there and see Scrappy getting not Scrappy, see Safari getting all oiled up by Meta, and they're instantly all mean girl bothered and go over to Carly like, hey girl, what's going on? What's this messy shit? And Carly was like, I don't have time for this. I don't have time. She ran with her messy ass. And then that's when the episode basically goes off. So we'll come back next week. I hate that blonde wig on Erica. Hated it. It's clear to see Samantha has grown. Yandy's still stuck in her New York days. She thinks she's better than the other baby mamas. You know, she's always, and that's what they talked about when they were all still in New York. Yandy thinks that she's better than his other baby mamas, but she's just another baby mama herself. You're not married to him legally. And listen, I was on Chrissy's side years ago when Yandy was doing that shit with her and Jim Jones, overstepping boundaries and shit. That was cool until Samantha sided with Erica. Because I think Yandy was doing the same thing to both of them. I feel like the only reason Samantha doesn't have an issue anymore is because she has a man. If she was still single, she would still be coming for Yandy's neck. Okay, definitely pulling a Destiny. I think the one who started the issue was the third co-parent because she still wanted him in DC's. Y'all think it was Erica's fault? Okay. Yandy would not have had that energy for Erica. No, she wouldn't have, because Erica would have fought her. D works my nerves. Why D don't talk about her own divorce from Ernest? Because there ain't shit to talk about. Wasn't Yandy on an episode of Love and Hip Hop New York? Why is she still in Atlanta? Because everybody from New York came down to Atlanta because there's no more Love and Hip Hop New York. Safari is for the streets. Me too. I wasn't a fan of Yandy at all. When I tell y'all, the only thing that made me like Yandy was Mint DC's before he went to jail. Like, that was the only thing that made me like Yandy, was like her relationship with him and the way she was with the kids. And then I realized that she was, using that to make herself look all good and look like she's better than everybody. Meanwhile, being just as messy and gutter as everybody else that he's been fucking and putting babies in. Like when Erica said about Audi with a red, I don't even remember that. Capella Gray was in a video, so wanted to do her best. Okay, I don't even know who that is. They still not married. They're not. No, Samantha sided with Erica on the fact that Yandy was a side chick. Oh, Yandy wanted Samantha to be viewed as Erica, but that's not possible because they were together for years. Erica, right? Erica and DC's were together for years, I believe, right? Sam never wanted that man back. It never felt like that to me. She wouldn't have it for Chrissy either. No, every time Chrissy was trying to fight her, they had 5 million people in between them. They tried to make it seem like Sam was a deadbeat mother and she was in school raising her child and allowing them to use her for a storyline. I do feel like that. For sure. Yandy fake as fuck. She uses people to do her bidding, and when she can't use them anymore, she throws them away. Yandy is about optics, for sure. Overall, Bondi, what do you think about the franchise? Love and Hip Hop Atlanta has sustained to me. Slightly, not really, but slightly, and only because we know them. Like, this is the cast of people that we've been with for a while, so we know them. But I still feel like it's overproduced at this point, and I think that if you can't get anything honest to happen on this show, then y'all need to get all new people. I really do feel like they need to get all new people. Rashida being in the center just because she's been there the longest, yeah, no, I'm not here for that. Like, she need to be off to the side, just like Carly. Put Spice's ass in the middle. make Erica's ass stand up. Move Jock a little bit closer to the middle. Like put Spice where Rashida at, and put Erica where Jock at, and put Jock where Spice at. Like, because this lineup that y'all giving us right here don't make no sense. And why is Yandy there? You know what I'm saying? They had to put Yandy on there, even though we don't even really care like that. We see Mendices more than Yandy, but here's Yandy. Everyone in Dipset knows that Yandy was a manager, but it is exactly like Chrissy said in the beginning. Yandy not a fighter. She wasn't going to even fight Samantha. She knew security was going to grab them. Yep. Sam was doing time now. What? My boyfriend told me years ago while Mendices choose Yandy over Erica. Finding out that Chrissy was rolling with Ace, Rich, and Alpo back in the day makes me understand her better. Oh yeah, she absolutely gives the thug vibe. Rashida had read Yandy and Mendices years ago, and in hindsight, her right about both of them. What did she say? What did Rashida say? You talking about Ra Ali, huh? I missed the OG season. I don't even watch anymore. I'm gonna tell y'all, I think Love and Hip Hop has been going downhill since this franchise has been going downhill since season 6. Like season 6, I believe, was the Jasmine Kirk Rashida storyline. That was the last time this was as good, you know, as it's been. I have not watched Meta's interview. I have not. Mandy was a slide, real rap. Oh, wow. All the shows need a cash shake up for sure. I agree. Samantha was with him for years and was in love with her. That grinds Yandy's gears. I don't know why people spend their time being mad about a nigga that they with. Like, why are you mad about his relationship with the people before you? That's stupid. The OGs probably don't want any new people because they're afraid they will get outshined. Well, the show will continue to be lackluster because it's really lackluster. Like Erica and Safari, stunts and shows, we know. Bambi and Scrappy, stunts and shows, we know. The only real thing going on here is Spice. Like Kendra and Jock, stunts and shows. Like it's happening. Like he probably really did have a baby on her, but that's no different than how we knew them to be anyway, stunts and shows. Do you think they should do a Love and Hip Hop franchise in a new city might boost interest? I think so. I think it's time to do something different because this season of all of these shows, the Black Ink Crew shows, Love and Hip Hop, it's not up to par with what we have grown to love about them in the past. When Jocelyn left the franchise, hasn't been the same. This is true, but I feel like I don't think it's really all about her. I don't think it's just about her. I don't. I think it was just a time period where the show was most authentic. But I don't think it was because Jocelyn was that fucking entertaining. Because y'all can keep that shit on Zeus. Y'all can keep that shit. I'm good. I agree. Too many famous people in hip hop in Atlanta. They should definitely switch up the cast, right? I agree. It makes no sense why she got all this heat for Samantha. I mean, she is bothered, y'all, and they not hiding it well. Where's the production? Yeah, but what city? I think it needs to be a city in Texas, if you ask me. Like a Houston, Love and Hip Hop Houston, Love and Hip Hop Dallas. I think Hollywood needs to come back for sure. Probably with all new cast, but Hollywood should come back. Yeah, that's about it. There aren't many other cities that I feel like the franchises we would care enough about. Erica rubbed it in Yandy's face that she wasn't his first choice. Erica told Yandy that Mendices bought her a red Audi the day after she announced her pregnancy. That's why her hate ran deep for Erica. Ooh, that's so sad. You should be upset at Mendices for that one. I used to think Safari was going to be a good guy that was dumped by Nicki Minaj. Come to find out, he for the streets. He's a clown. I think we all thought he was better than he really is. It's unfortunate. Bondi, when we get a BondyBlue show, cover Armand Dragon, Jason Lee. I am supposed to do a BondyBlue show today. After I finish this, I'll probably try to come back to y'all. It's just that they're supposed to come and look at the internet today, so I probably won't be able to come back to y'all because of that. But I can just tell y'all right now, Armand said he didn't say that shit that they said he said about that. And y'all know I don't do YouTube mess. Like, meaning like I don't really talk about when, you know, YouTubers get into it with people like that. Like, I just don't be paying attention to shit like that. But there's a lot of things I do want to talk about, but I don't know if I'll get a chance to do them today. We'll see. If the internet gets fixed, maybe. But don't forget that the Ooh Ladies First panel is tonight. It's on Jamie's channel. Tonight it's on Jamie's channel, y'all. So make sure y'all come through, because you know we'll be talking about a lot of things that are going on the blogs right now. Okay. But yeah, y'all, that's all I got for y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this long ass live today. I'll try to see if I can come back. If not, I'll see y'all tonight. Love and Hip Hop Chicago. No, I don't think we need any more shows in Chicago until they can get they you know, gun violence together. Because I feel like it's just real dark. I have not reviewed all the Queen's Men, but I watched it. Okay. All right, y'all. Love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later.